Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Dirty, so I'm gonna be
Equipment dirty.
I cannot hear you guys, but I'm here. I could read the comments. All right.
This one is for Berchelt, eh?
Oh shit! Here we go.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Clap them up afterwards. Countdown. Give him a countdown, G Funky. Give him. Oh, rub it in. Rub it in.
Yeah. Woo, man.
There he is. Kill him again.
Not bad. That looks good, even with a pie on. You know what I mean?
gfunkyboxing of HCP is back. Thank you guys.
The women were coming, wanting to lick my face off and everything, bro. You know what I mean? I should do it more often.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for being here for another episode of HCP Uncensored. I'm G-Funk. This is D-Style. Man, what a weekend we had. What a show we had yesterday. D-Style, man, just let us know, like, what was that moment like, man, when you had that pie right there in your face, you know, and it was go time, baby. What was going through your mind at that point, you know?
So there was this one time in third grade where a girl kicked me in the balls like really, really hard. I mean, it's up there, you know what I mean? It's up there. I mean, it's sticky. It's the aftermath is worse, bro. Like cleaning it and shit. Like that's just worse because it's like, what the fuck, you know? Like taking it, it's like, I mean, it's whatever, you know. But hey, hell of a moment, bro. A lot of people showed up, man. People have been waiting for that day, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they were waiting for sure, man.
They were like this. They were like, I hate HCP, but I'm still gonna watch this shit. You know what I mean?
I gotta see this one. You know, I wonder how many people will come if I ever lose a pie in the face bet. You know, Orale Dos Equis. So I'm gonna go ahead and go
double the views, baby. We'll double the views is what we'll do.
I'm gonna go through the chat. We got some of the homeboys here. MMA Champ, what's going on, man? Chain with Ice, A-Rod, 83 Boxeo. No Paul Baxiano says saludos familia. Thanks for being here, man. Andres, what's up? DJ Mexicano de Texas is here. What's up? Let's see. We got quite a few people here, man. You know, thank you guys for being here. Did you guys enjoy that clip of D-Style getting the pie to the face, man? You know,
it's nice to know, Run PMC. It's nice to know. Nice to know.
Yeah, Run PMC is here as well. Trying to keep up with the comments, guys. JC, what's going on? He's got the eyeballs going. He was ready to see that again. Yeah, great moment there for HCP. Boxing historian, what's going on, bro? And Maestro is here. You know, if you want to jump on, man, just email me. Puerto Rican Rum is here. Sorry, guys, my allergies bad today, man. Very windy here in my city, so if you hear me clearing my throat a lot, man, it's just a thing.
I know what it is. I know what it is. You got the recommendation yesterday from Gabe Flores to go to that spot and get those burritos made of hot Cheetos or whatever that was said.
Those might clear me up, man. You know, if I ever go down there and grab some.
Y'all really eat tacos and burritos or like hot Cheetos and shit?
Honestly, I've never had one before.
Okay,
that's the first time I've heard of that. There's a place here in San Francisco called the Mission District. They call it Little Central America, but it's like the burrito capital of the country, you know. And like, I'm telling you, every corner in that neighborhood, there's a burrito place, a taqueria somewhere, you know. Good stuff there, man. But I've never seen a burrito with Cheetos, hot Cheetos, or a taco with hot Cheetos. So that's definitely something we might have to try if he ever makes his way back and have a fight in Stockton. Shadow Ghost, is that you? I see you there. What's up, man?
Shadow Ghost in the building, man. He's got a channel now.
No, I'm not from the Bay Area, man. I'm from Sacramento, man, 916. But I know a lot of people, man. I got a family that lives there too, so you
I don't
know.
know, man. I have a feeling I'm feeling that you're hiding this fact from me that because Gay Florida's exposed you guys yesterday. You eat tacos and burritos with hot Cheetos in there, bro.
I mean, I know it doesn't surprise me with a lot of the stuff that goes on with Mexican food today. But I personally have never had one, and I've never seen a place here in my city that has one. So it's interesting, man. We have to check it out, you know. But one thing I want to show here, guys, is you know, in the spirit of all this you know, trash talk and betting and stuff going on here at HCP. We all know it's all love, but you know, I got to rub it in a little bit, man. You know, I was on an island, man. Everybody in the Leave It in the Ring network had Berchelt winning except for me. I was the only one that picked him, man. So,
Hey, wait, Dave wants an out. Like, but I did say if he used his jab, and like, no, you picked wrong, and that's it. Okay.
Yep, the final when
I picked Berchelt, but I also said that if Valdez was able to utilize the jab and keep his punch short, that he could win.
Blood Boxing is here. What's up, Blood?
I'm gonna let that one slide, man? Dave. I'm just putting that out there. That's all.
We got the receipts, man. But in the spirit of all this, like I said, the trash talk and everything, G-Funk's gonna have to do a little trash talking again. So I'm going to play this for my boy D-Style for all you guys out there that doubted Valdez. Here we go.
Low rider, drives a little slower. Low rider, he's a real goer.
Orale.
Hey, look at him right away. He's ducking. He's ducking. Look, he's right away.
No shit, huh? The guy can't even do a victory lap without these pendejos online making videos about him ducking Shakur Stevenson. I mean, this is just ridiculous, man.
Saludos to you, G Funky, and to Valdez, by the way. All right.
I appreciate that, man. D-Style took it like a man. He honored his word. He took a pie to the face. That's gonna be his street name now, bro. Pie face.
Play it again. Look, watch. Like I said.
All right.
I mean?
We'll see it again.
Dirty, so I'm gonna be
Equipment dirty.
I cannot hear you guys, but I'm here. I could read the comments. All right. All right.
This one is for Berchelt, eh?
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Clap them up afterwards.
Countdown. Give him a countdown, G Funky. Give him. Oh, rub it in. Rub it in.
Woo, man. Oh, that was good. That's a highlight of the year so far, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good though, but I don't lie.
Hey, you see, I looked out for you, even though you
might as well taste the shit. You know what I mean? At least you didn't say some Frito Lay pie or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Hot Cheetos pie, huh?
Hot Cheetos pie, Sacramento style.
Oh man, that would have not been good. But to be serious though about it,
well, I rubbed it in because you got to do it right, man. Like a lot of people do pie bets and they do some bullshit. Like, no, you gotta do it right. You know what I mean? That's the way it is.
Exactly, man. But the serious part of this fight, I mean, obviously, Berchelt took a nasty left hook and got put to sleep. A little scary there for a moment, but you know, glad he's okay. But one thing I want to show you guys here is this, man. The guy, you know, headed back home. I think he arrived today, and this is a very good scene here. Check this out. Wow. After a devastating loss like that, where he was pretty much dominated the whole fight, and then suffers a bad knockout, he returns home to a hero's welcome, man. That's a good thing to see, man.
don't abandon your fighters just because they lose. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a fan of a fighter, be a fan of a fighter. Win, lose, or draw. Right? Now, I'm not saying be a fanboy and make excuses for your fighter now. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, you could still be a fan. Another example is Chocolatito. Even after Rungvisai knocked him out, I mean, he still shows up to Heroes Welcome till this day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good to see, man, that support. I mean, who knows? Little things like that could motivate somebody to come back. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely, man. And, here's the difference between being a fan and someone that's just, in my opinion, possibly mentally ill. A guy takes a loss. They don't make excuses. They say, hey, look, champ, you lost, but we're still here to support you. I mean, the guy showed up at the airport. You see all those people there waiting for him, man. That's crazy. They weren't there saying, oh, man, he poisoned your caldo or your peaches or your pancho was too heavy. Oh, Valdez might have had egg weights. They didn't make up no shit like that, all right?
I can't watch it. I'm not going to watch the fight ever. I don't want to watch the fight.
I still can't watch it to this day, even though it's been a whole year.
I watched it. It's a hell of a knockout. I mean, I love Berchelt, but it was a hell of a knockout. Like, what am I going to do? Not watch it? Like, knockout of the year, bro. It's going to be hard to beat that knockout, bro. It's going to be hard to beat that knockout. Hard.
Definitely, man. Valdez, man, almost called it to the T, man. But it was really hard to just narrow it down to one thing because, I mean, when I look at Berchelt, man, he makes so many mistakes defensively in the ring. So it was kind of hard to just pinpoint one exact thing. But I did highlight that part of it when he fought that Japanese dude. I think his name was Moriah, something like that. I know I butchered that name, but you can see him coming in with straight punches, falling in, getting out of position. That's exactly what happened on the highlight of the knockout, man. He was falling in, and he paid dearly for it. A-Rod, what's up, bro? Can you hear us, A-Rod?
No, man. Just chilling right here finally. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
HCP, how you doing?
¿Qué onda?
What's up?
Just came to salute you guys, join in a little bit before I fall asleep after a 16-hour day.
Whew.
Ya sabes.
Yeah, like a Mexicano,
Ya sabes,
right?
la gente trabajadora.
Yeah, exactly. So what's on your mind, brother? The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Oh, what was the first topic?
Oh, we're just still talking about the fight. I know you were one of the few guys that picked Valdez with me, so this is your opportunity to, talk a little shit, man.
Huevo. Monta la cruz de madera, viejo. Monta la cruz de madera.
LT he never went to Home Depot. LT never showed up with wood. It's LT fault. Lo mandé para Home Depot y vio una vieja y ya no regresó.
Ya me iba a lanzar para Vegas, güey. That way I could join up with Valdez and play the Jefe de Jefes. Ya sabes.
He played a little war. Did you see that clip I played earlier? He's cruising down the street to lowrider, bro.
Oh yeah. Remember those days having a lowrider bike?
Yeah. Should we watch it again?
He's still small enough to have one.
Should we watch it again, bro? Do you think we should watch it again, Rod?
Yo digo que sí, viejo.
Órale.
Low rider, drives a little slower. Low rider, he's a real goer.
Man, that belt looks good on him, doesn't it?
I thought that was Paco Aguilar, el gallo negro from Blood In, Blood Out, right there.
Hey, he's got a right uppercut, But yeah, man.
Es puro show, es puro show.
Hey, you know what? When someone wins, the victor goes to spoils. So there ain't no sour grapes here. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Ah, well. Much respect for keeping your word on.
Hey, when I'm right, I brag like a motherfucker. So it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do that, then I gotta take it when I lose. It's the way it is. So.
Yeah.
So I would have been trying to talk G Funky out of the bet. I would have been, fool, I'll give you $100, bro. I don't.
Well, Raider beat you, Raider, man. I don't know where he's at. He'll probably show up sooner or later. But
Yo,
that
the
dude
peak
wanted to
of
give
the
me
show.
150.
The peak of the show was when I know, okay, I'm gonna take the pie. You know, everybody was right there, brother. Like, punch at Teofimo Jr. on. All right, people were still showing up.
Yeah.
Just to watch me take the damn pie in the
They
face.
wanted to see that pie in the face. Hey, A-Rod, do you remember American Me, that movie?
Yeah.
Remember Pie Face?
Yeah.
That's D-Style's new name, man. If you ever go to the Pinta, they call him Pie Face.
when LT shot, I'm gonna tell him what happened con La Cruz, way, con La Madera, way.
He got picked up, bro. You sent him to the Home Depot. He went to work.
Oh man, he jumped on somebody's truck. Huh?
Fuck the Cruz.
Maestro,
What's
what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Good.
Saludos, maestro.
I'm glad you showed up, bro. Someone else needs to share the crow with me. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah.
How's it tasting, guys? Is it did I make it just right for you guys or what? Oh, looks like we lost him. His device is not connected, so he'll jump back in. But yeah, this has been a good week for me. I wanted some good money too this weekend on Valdez, man. Shout out to Valdez, man. Damn, he's making me look good on YouTube. He's fattening my pockets too. Man, that dude's he's all right, man. He's all right with me.
I thought you were gonna show up all Ric Flair again, Mato.
You know what? I was thinking about it. Hey, the week's not over yet, man. So we'll see. We got Maestro back. Maestro.
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yes,
don't
sir.
call it a comeback.
I've been eating the plant-based crow since Saturday. You know, it's made out of tofu.
plant-based
It's
crow,
made out of tofu. You know, it's a little bit dry. Doesn't go down easy, but you know, it is what it is. I deserve to be eating it. That's for sure.
I'm
Yes,
eating
sir.
crow burrito with like Sacramento style, with the hot Cheetos and the, you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing.
I hear
Yes,
that.
sir. We got a few more people here. H Money, Major Key Boxing. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us. Pie Face Boxing. Oh man, I think we might have a new channel, bro. I don't know.
I don't know about that. No, okay.
What are they, Pie Face, man? Oh shit. So, what else is on your mind, Maestro? Anything you want to say, man, about the fight before we move to the next topic?
Not much. I mean, I was just really happy to see that reception. It looked like the Cancun airport that he landed into. And I'm talking about Berchelt. You know, those are true fans right there. Those are true lovers of the sport of boxing. You know, I don't anticipate they'll be up all night looking at YouTube videos trying to decipher what kind of tape or glove Valdez was using. You know, they know to take their beatings like men.
Absolutely. Major Key says throw some mayo and ketchup on that crow and you'll be all right. Oh, that's funny, man. But that was a good scene.
Berchelt did look like something was up. No, like wasn't it like they spiked something or something? It just looked like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. We might find a month later that he had a fractured skull. You know, maybe he had a dent in his skull or something like that, you know.
The cheese was old on that pizza he was eating. That's got a little food poisoning. That's probably what.
Is that true? Did he really order 2 large pizzas after the weigh-in? I heard somebody say that, but I don't know. I don't know if
I
that's
heard that
true.
Lotta did
say a lot of
that
shit
out
about
in
it.
England. I heard that Lotta did that out in England before he knocked out Josh Warrington. Apparently, he had like a buffet-style pizza dinner.
I see. The pizza just helps you. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's a lot of food for a guy that small.
I'm
you know
sure
what I'm saying?
whatever he did, whatever he's probably always done that. I'm pretty certain. You know,
Black and Brown is here. What's going on, Black and Brown? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the week. You know, actually, we're midway through the week, so you never know, man. Nature Boy G Funky might show up at some point. You know what I'm saying? Got a style and profile after a big
are
win.
you saying that to be the man at 130 pounds, you gotta beat the man? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. To be the man, you got to beat the man. So, hey, it is what it is. But I want to touch on another topic here while I got a couple of the homeboys on with us, man. Rumblings in the YTBC. I've been hearing that people think that this fight this weekend between Canelo and Yildirim, which is a not a good fight. I mean, it's just not. It's not a good fight.
Palm face.
But to say things like this, that the fight is fixed and that Yildirim is going to take a dive. What do you guys make of that? I'm going to start with you, Maestro.
I think that's absurd. Like, he would not. Why would he even consider doing something like that? I mean, the guy is a professional athlete. Look at his track record. You know, are they saying that he took a dive when he caught that KO against Chris Eubank Jr.? I don't think he took a dive. Like, there's nothing in the dude's record to suggest that. And you know what? He's already winning. Because anytime you fight the moneymaker in Canelo, you're making your career payday. There's no reason to take a dive. You know, so I think that's ridiculous.
I'm right there with you, man. A-Rod, you got any thoughts on the claims that this fight is already fixed, man, and that Yildirim is going to take a dive?
I'm going to say, like we Mexicanos say, otra de esas y me la arrancan. I mean,
Yep. They're at it
son mamadas, bro. It's always going to be like that. I mean, if he didn't take that fight because he was in a high level of competition, they would have been crying about, oh, he ducked another one. Canelo runs the WBC. He controls the WBC. He could duck anybody whenever he wants. So, whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. D-Style, what are your thoughts, man, before I give my thoughts on it?
I mean, because Canelo needs to fix the fight to be Yildirim. Like, I mean, like, what are we doing here? Like, is Canelo? I keep hearing he's juiced up to the gills, and that's the only reason he's beating guys at 168, right? But then he's fixing the fights. So if he's fixing the fights, why would he have to be juiced up to the gills? If the guys are going to throw the fight anyway, right? I mean, this is unbelievable, and it's beyond ridiculous, to be honest. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's beyond ridiculous.
It's the Plant fanboys. They need something to grasp at to discredit our man Canelo. So, you know, they can't really complain about his opponent because, as I said earlier today, like, to me, Yildirim is higher level than Truax at this point, and definitely more high level than
So
Plant.
what they're telling me?
So go ahead, bro.
I apologize, but what they're telling me is that if he does fight Charlo, if he loses, oh, we told you Canelo wasn't shit. If he wins, you're either going to say he was juiced to the gills, the fight was fixed, or both, right? So what are we doing here? Are you guys boxing fans or not? Are we being serious or not?
I don't think they are, man, to be honest with you. And
like, well, why are you so busy chasing Canelo then? If he's a fraud and what he's doing is WWE type shit, then why are you so keen on demanding that Canelo fight certain guys then? Why not ask those guys to fight somebody else?
Yeah.
I mean, those are my thoughts on that.
It's sorry guys, like I said, I got the allergies happening today, man. It is windy here where I live, and it is killing me, man. But I'm gonna say this, you know, these guys refuse to give Canelo any kind of credit, no matter what the hell he does. You know, he fights whoever they find an excuse for all the fights fixed. It was thrown. Like you said, we've had guys tell us he was juiced to the gills in the Kovalev fight. And it's like, okay, and ask the question, like, okay, what's the point of him juicing if the guy's already going to take a dive? Like, there's no reason to juice if a guy's already paid off to take a dive, And it's the usual suspects, man. The usual suspects with this crap, And I'm going to show you guys something real quickly, man. I think these guys need a little reminder of what a real fixed fight looks like, okay? I'm going to show you right now. You guys remember this fight?
Uh-oh.
Who remembers this fight?
I remember.
And they were friends. Right? Remember how they're saying, oh, Yildirim's his friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
His sparring partner, right?
I mean, this is, again, it's not an attack on Wilder. It's an attack on his crazy-ass fans. Let's take a look at this knockout. And you tell me who's taking dives, all right? Let's just take a look. Man looks hurt. Let's see if a punch actually landed here. Let's see. I don't know, man.
You can see him make eye contact too. He's like, "Yep, that's the one I'm going down on."
Here's a better view right here. Check this out. That left hook kind of got in, but that right hand didn't touch anything.
Funny thing is, I heard he might be training him too. Now that he's fired, his trainer Mark Breland. The other fight too that you could look at too, G Funky, is the rematch with Stavern. Like Stavern was called in last minute. I'm not saying he took a dive, but it was such a big mismatch. It just as much could have been that, because the guy was literally brought in at the last second to fight him in the rematch.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, none of us will be bringing this shit up if you weren't throwing missiles towards our way.
Exactly.
Okay?
We wouldn't have to talk about
this. Fix. Well, eat it then. Eat the fucking film.
Exactly. Shout out to Chen Smoke in the house. I Buy Houses is here. Mike from Boston. Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, man. I mean, the thing is this, like D-Style just said, I wouldn't have to bring this shit out if you guys just kept it honest. Go ahead, man.
Hey, I Buy Houses. Do you sell like oceanfront properties in the middle, like Texas, the desert and shit like that? Because that's what these dudes are trying to sell with Canelo fights being fixed. But maybe I Buy Houses buys those type of properties. Maybe. We'll see what he says.
Check this out. Look, that left foot got in there. But look at this. I'm sorry, guys. That punch did not land. I'm sorry, man.
What I hear on some of these channels is that whenever it's Canelo, they took a dive for money. But whenever it's their favorite fighter, then there's different types of dives. Is the fighter just completely gives up, so he just throws himself to the floor, like giving up, kind of. So they always have an explanation to this kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun. It's fucking funny as fuck for me.
It's hilarious, man. It's absolutely hilarious. And let me get another angle of this right hand again. Let's check it out again. Let's see here. I mean, come on, man. If we're going to talk about guys taking dives, I mean, look at his face. Look at his face on the way down.
Yeah, he makes eye contact with him, just like a frame or two before that. G Funky, he's like, "Whoa, that's it right there." He's looking at him. They're looking at each other right in the eyes. Like, yeah, that's the one. You got me.
That's the one. I like that one.
He holds himself off the floor.
Yeah. And now he's employed by Wilder, right? He's the one doing the mitts now. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Also,
works at the Crunk gym. I mean, I don't know. Is there a connection or something?
For all of the hate about the way Fury throws his hooks, too, it looked a little slappy to me, too. That hook he threw before
Good point.
Yeah, that looked like a sideways no slap.
Right. Look like a little slappy. Yep.
I want to address another hater, and I'm glad Potato Base or Bass, however you want to pronounce it, said this. Did you guys see Canelo's interview with ESPN Deportes? He told Faitelson to fuck off. Dude, that dude's a big hater, bro. Like I
Big time.
could understand. Like he still holds on to like the oldest criticism about Canelo, right? Like
I
reminds me of
just
the
posted on my
Victor
Twitter.
Pintor guy. Remember him? You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. Like the
Well, I'd say
same
something.
criticism. Like this dude is obsessed with Canelo fighting Gennady Golovkin. I'm not even joking, guys. Like no matter who Canelo fights, it's to duck Gennady Golovkin. No matter who it is, right? He already fought him twice.
I was going to mention Israel, but I'd get in trouble, so I'm just going to keep quiet. You know, I'm not the biggest
That's a
fan
fact,
of Israel.
Money. That's a fact, H Money. Too many conspiracy theories going around. And look, every now and then I have fun and listen to some of these things, but if you don't have anything to just back it up, like anything serious, like I'm through with it at that point. You know, can't deal with it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the thing, man. They're calling that a dive. Yet, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this here, man. Remember this? This was the fight that they said he was juiced to the gills, and Kovalev took a dive. Champ Ross, what's up, man? I see you, bro. Thanks for joining us. I had my suspicions. I'm not going to lie. I had my suspicions about this fight. And it wasn't because of this that I'm going to show you. It was because of Kovalev's silly-ass game plan that he had. But let's just take a look at this and see which one looks like a real knockout and which one looks like a fixed fight, you know? Left hook right on the neck.
And boom.
I mean, that's a...
Oh, but he put himself perfectly, they said. No, if you look at it in slow motion, he's moving back, dude.
Yeah. Let's let me just play that in real time and see how that looks, you know. Here we go. Landing some flush shots there.
Go start with that right hand.
Oh, he's out.
G Funky, I got something queued up for you too, by the way.
You got something for us? All right, cool, man.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like this one. Hold on. I think you're gonna like this. I think you're gonna like this one a lot.
I love how he's just standing
I'm
there.
ready for the knockout, guys.
Hey, hit the top of the glove on that one.
Dude, we could create a whole conspiracy theory out of this, you know?
So let's look at that one more time for good measure here. Woo!
Man.
And this is a guy who had 2 weeks to prepare for this fight. I mean, come on, yo.
And that's a fact. NYYMX, blame the WBC. I don't know how they put this guy as a manager. He just lost. Dude literally just lost his last fight. And he's ridiculous, man. Crucito G, what's up, man? He says, Puro Aslan. Yeah, man. Crazy stuff, man.
Look, bro. Here's the problem with the Yildirim fight, okay? Like, no one is pumped about the fight, okay? Are we pumped that, hey, we're going to have a Saturday night where Canelo fights? In context, yes. But, no fans asked for this fight or any of that, right? But they don't put any, perspective. He just fought 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fight again in May, dude. There's dudes that just fight once a year, like Gary Russell, right?
Yeah.
So there's dudes that, if you're lucky, you see him twice.
Like Tank
So
Davis.
what is it that you guys don't understand? I can't believe he's going to be fighting this guy, Yildirim. I saw a dude on Twitter I showed you the screenshot, it's like they're only promoting Canelo because the opponent is trash. That's basically 99% of PBC cards. They're just promoting the main dude, all right? Yildirim is a better opponent than most, if not all, of freaking Plant's opponents. He's probably better than it, besides Durrell. And maybe that Angulo cat. Who else has Benavidez beat that is better than Yildirim?
Yildirim, again, it's not
I mean,
Canelo's
Google
fault.
Cat's debatable.
It's not Canelo's fault that the guy ended up in the mandatory position. I mean, we could have seen David Benavidez fighting this guy if he didn't lose his title on the scale. But you hit a good point, D-Style. These guys, I mean, they're either new to boxing or they're just ignoring the fact that, you know, this is a normal thing in boxing to have these in between fights, these stay busy fights. You know, you can't fight the best guys after the top guy. Like, that's just not how it works, man. He's gonna fight Billy Joe for a belt in May, and hopefully we get that Plant fight at the end of the year. I have my doubts because I don't trust PBC, but hopefully they can get it done. And then he could be fighting 2 world champions, possibly become undisputed by the end of the year. So, yeah, I'll give him a pass for the Yildirim. I'll give any fighter a pass for an opponent like this as long as they do some good shit after, you know? And that's the whole
Plant
point.
needed time, bro.
Yeah.
A plant takes time to grow, you know?
Takes time to
It goes
germinate
through the
the
whole
soil,
season.
you know?
He's a plant, and it should
Canelo's
be
gonna
water.
smoke
We
that
take our
Plant,
time.
D-Style. Canelo's gonna smoke that Plant. Trust that.
I agree, but he's got to get him in the ring. The hard part's getting him in the ring. The easy part's beating him in the ring. The hard part's dragging him. We can't drag him to the ring and force him to fight.
Yeah.
Plan ocupa 6 months, 3 months to negotiate and 3 months to get ready. He needs that much time.
And by the way, guys, make sure that you subscribe to 83 A-Rod 83 Boxeo here on YouTube and Maestro A. They both have YouTube channels. If you guys would like, you can go ahead and put those links to your channels in the chat so these guys can subscribe to you. But you know, I didn't want to have to
do called D-Style Boxing too if you want. You know what I mean? Just throwing that out there.
Well, you should be already subscribed to D-Style if you're subscribed to me. But yes, subscribe to D-Style as well.
I'm a little heads up. I'm a little Spanglish on my channel, so if you don't understand, let me know. I'll start trying to speak a little bit more English.
It's all
you
good,
know, le dio
baby.
with the jab, and then le dio con la izquierda, like something like that.
Well, I try to translate it as much as I can, but you know, I forget sometimes. Ya sabes cómo soy yo, vato.
It's all good, baby. Shoe Shine, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, look, I didn't want to have to bring up this Wilder Malik Scott fight, but I'm just sick and tired of hearing this man. Anything Canelo does, and then now the fight is already fixed. So he's going to take a dive, and just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Oh man, like that's all time like haterade, bro. Like, god damn, you know,
all time.
I think about this. I thought I saw Gatorade in the trunk. It might say Haterade. You know what I mean? I got to look at it again. Man, maybe they're sponsored by Haterade, like the Canelo team. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Como decimos nosotros los mexicanos, güey, lo más la de Canelo le cabe. Only Canelo's fucking fits, bro.
Yep.
That's all they want.
Canelo, Teofimo, and then now look, fucking Oscar Valdez because he had a big win. Tank right away starts clout chasing on fucking Twitter. Like it's sad and pathetic, man. Like these guys, all these guys that push these narratives, their favorite fighters are fucking Canelo, Teofimo, and guys like Valdez. Like their favorite fighters love those guys, you know, but they hate them, you know. Ridiculous, man. But what do you guys think of that, man? Tank Davis right away taking to Twitter saying he would tuck Valdez in, and then we got Leonard Ellaby coming on and saying the same thing. What do you guys make of that, man?
Let me guess, Leonard. Let me guess. Well, I don't know what he said, but can you guys make up your mind? You said Leo was too small, but now you want to go fight Valdez? First of all, Leo came from a lower weight class than Valdez. That's number one, you stupid idiot. Okay, it's number one. But like if you were selling the Leo fight and people had said he's too small, you dismissed it, right? But so now you're saying those people were right or what? So now the people criticizing the Leo Santa Cruz fight were right all along? Leonard Allerby, is that what you're saying?
I guess so.
I mean,
we have
dude,
another guest with us. Mike from Boston. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, man. Yeah, man, I just was listening to you guys' conversation, and I actually was having a kind of like a debate earlier with someone who was pushing that narrative about, how bad this fight is with Canelo and how he's ducking and all that stuff. And it's funny that because when you with these guys, they only have a 3 or 4 points that they make, and they're the same point every time. They say, "Oh, well, he ducked." They go back like a number of years. They say he ducked Jermall Charlo. I even had a guy say he ducked Jermell Charlo. But when you make a point to them, like I said, okay, well, name someone else at 168 who's fought better competition in the last 5 fights than Canelo, or name anybody actually the last 5 fights, and then they say, well, and they can't answer it from there. That's as far as it goes. They can just go back and bring up old shit. They can't accept the fact that he actually has fought champions, when no one, like none of their fighters have been.
That's a good point, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like these guys, I don't understand what they think this does for the sport of boxing. Like, are you here to promote the sport, to make the sport better, or are you here to just bitch and moan and turn people off to a sport that's already suffering to begin with? Puerto Rican Rum says old school fighters fought tune-ups all the time. Thank you, bro. My favorite fighter when I was growing up, Julio Cesar Chavez, he fought 4 to 5 times a year, and he wasn't fighting top guy after top guy after top guy. He fought maybe 2, 3 top guys in the year, and then he went on to fight, his tune-ups in between to stay busy, to stay in shape. Tracy, Boxer Girl, what's up?
Hey guys, what's up?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I got the pick right. I made some money. D-Style took a pie to the face. I'm feeling great. How about you?
I'm feeling fine too. That was pretty funny. That was pretty awesome.
Indeed.
Sorry, D-Style, but it was funny.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
So, you got any thoughts on the aftermath of Valdez Berchelt, Tracy?
I honestly, okay, so from my point of view, like I was very concerned about the health of Berchelt when he went like dead down, and I was like, whoa. So I was surprised that I can't remember in maybe the 4th, I think it was, or the 5th round where he lost his legs. Mm-hmm. And I thought, this is it. That's it. It's just a couple more punches and he's done. And then for him to go all the way through to the end of the 10th round with like it was a second left to get knocked out, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. The heart of this,
yes,
of Berchelt was just
tremendous heart.
Unbelievable. Like that. I don't know how he got the strength to get his legs back to keep on going and keep on going. It was just, to me, was amazing. And I have tremendous respect for him, tremendous respect for Valdez, that he went and got on his knees when they got Berchelt up on the stool, and that he was okay. And when he was talking to him, and it was just a moment. It was amazing. I thought it was a great fight. To me, I mean, it's so soon in the year that this might get lost when it comes to fight of the year, but it was unbelievable. The heart of these two guys was unbelievable. Valdez, I have never seen him. He came out, he was dead. He had this dead stare. Like, he was super focused. Like, and I was like, oh, fuck. That's it. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I mean, he just had this stare. Like, he was just, and I don't know what was up with Berchelt, like, where he put on, like, what was it, 16 pounds? Like, overnight? Like, he just didn't look himself. to be honest. So I thought it was an amazing fight, though. I really did. I was like, oh my God, he's lost his leg. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, he's still going. Oh my God, what the fuck? What? It was badass. It was badass. And those are the kind of fights I fucking love.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was very concerned about his health. And, they said he's okay. But long term, who knows? But what a fucking fight. Two warriors, man. Oh, that's I love it. Sorry.
Yeah, she loves boxing.
Holy shit about that kind of stuff. Like, it was.
Hey, I want to address something Ty Archie said. I think all boxers today get criticism. That's the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you're referring to the Canelo topic we're saying, but let me just say this. Like Fury. Anybody could criticize Fury, but making crazy claims like he had an egg weight in his glove is not criticism. Okay? Saying all Canelo's fights are fixed, it's not criticism. Okay?
Yeah.
Criticism is, I think Berchelt's defense is trash. Oh, G-Funky. I think Valdez is going to knock him out. That's criticism. Okay? Criticism is not this dude cheated, this was a fraud, everything this guy's done is nothing but trash. That's not the way it works, guy. I'm just saying.
Like an opinion.
Yeah, it's like an opinion, man.
It's an accusation. But guys in the chat, if anybody wants to call in, we have the phone line open now. The number is rolling at the bottom. You can go ahead and call in if you like. Speak with us. If you have an issue with what we're saying, you can call in. If you just want to call in and talk about the other topics we've touched on here, you can.
Go ahead and call.
If you call me a bot, I'm going to kick your ass.
Call 718-618-4284. Go ahead.
There you go. D. Jefferson, what's up, man?
4284. Oh, sorry.
Yo, D,
I like
can you
what's up, bro? I was having my passionate moment.
I was on mute. I ain't know. What's up, fellas? Lady? Boxing girl?
What's up?
Oh, not man. What y'all cooking on?
Well, we talked a little bit about. Since you're here, hold on. Since we got a few new guests here, D. Jefferson and Boxer Girl, who both picked Berchelt to win by destruction. By the way, I gotta play this for you guys because it is Crow Week. So here you go.
Low rider, drives a little slower. Low rider, he's a real goer.
That's priceless, dog.
I saw the video yesterday of Valdez getting his belt and opening up the case, and it was like, wow, that was pretty cool.
Definitely a moment for him. He said he always wanted that green belt, and he did it, overcoming tremendous odds. His own idol picked against him, man, and that was his motivation. Great stuff there from Valdez, but
damn it, Chavez, you should have picked him.
We got unknown caller on the line. Or
unknown?
Unknown.
I don't know about unknowns, to be honest.
Unknown just dropped off. So yeah, try not to hide your number when you're calling in so that we can announce you. Thanks.
Exactly. Go ahead and give us a call back, but unblock your number. We don't worry, we won't.
A slick little thing right there. You know what I mean?
How somebody gonna call in?
How
the hell is somebody gonna call into your show and block their number? Fuck are you calling into my show? You gonna block your number?
But D, you know what? I'm glad you're here, man. It just reminded me of something. You made a video today where people were saying, who deserves the credit for the win, the big win for Valdez, Oscar or Reynoso, or both? I think it's a good question because we know boxing is an individual sport, but a team does work with you. You have your team, you have your trainer, your cut man, your strength and conditioning, your dietitian, your chef, all that good stuff. But I think, in this case, I'll have to say a majority of the credit goes to Valdez, obviously. He's the guy who went in there and got the job done, but you got to give some credit to Reynoso as well for coming up with a good game plan and getting him prepared,
True.
you
Yeah,
guys
see
think?
the thing with that video I made, right? That's just it's sort of like, okay, so when I was talking about the whole PED thing the other day, right? So my stance on PEDs is like in the high 90 percentile of athletes are doing them. And I ain't talking about fighters, I'm talking about athletes. I feel like they all doing something. So if a guy gets caught, I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, he got caught. And it's not that I don't care. It's just my stance is that most of them are doing something. So with the Oscar Valdez and Reynoso thing and the idea with the video I made, that's really like my stance on all fighters. Because I've seen some of the best fighters, the fighters I know should have won the fight, go in there and lose the fight because of game planning, right? But I know they're the superior fighter. They end up winning in the rematch in dominant fashion. So you know they're the superior fighter, but they go in there with a horrible game plan. And so you attribute that to the training staff and the team. So I don't really decipher. I always say it's like a team thing, like NASCAR and the pit crew, right? You got the wrong pit crew, you're going to lose the race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anybody else want to chime in on this? Anybody can go.
Just like as far just since you guys brought up PEDs earlier, how people, and I agree with you. I think all professional sports, I think many more guys are on it than we know and you would think are. And when anyone tries to use, for example, let's use Canelo. Like when people try to say, "Oh, well, he's a PED user," people need to realize, like, first of all, what he was caught taking wasn't a steroid. He was caught taking a diuretic, which is used to lose water weight and in order to make weight. So it's not like that he was caught taking testosterone, growth hormone like the baby was. It's very common for people to use clenbuterol, and I'm not saying that he did or he didn't, but that's not going to be a deciding factor in whether or not a boxer is going to be able to win a fight or not. The use of clenbuterol. I mean, it's just absurd.
It's a valid point, for sure. Maestro, anything you want to touch on this topic, man?
Well, I would just say that he wasn't even definitively using clenbuterol even for a weight cut or as a diuretic. I mean, it was prevalent across Mexico as something that they'd give to cows. And, I'm not somebody that condones eating cows, but the Mexican agricultural industry is heavy with clenbuterol. It's the reason that the entire football team pretty much tested positive for the exact same substance. And the other thing, too, is it was in literally pico levels in his blood. And what he submitted to was a hair sample test, a follicle test, so that they could definitively say how long it was in his system. He submitted himself to that. He also submitted himself to an audit of pretty much all of the restaurants that he'd eaten at, and they ran his credit cards. They traced the actual source, the restaurant.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I mean, this was like highly investigated. Like, I'm just remembering this shit off the top of my head, but like they went in on it. Like,
And can I apologize to G Funky right quick? let me do this right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say I apologize to G Funky because that analogy almost took his question way out of. The question was like, I want to rewind because I kind of fucked that up. The question was, how do you feel about the partnership with Valdez?
Sorry.
And then I made that analogy, and I think that shit went left. So my apologies.
All good, but yeah, what do you think?
What about to me? You're not gonna apologize to me, just to G Funk?
Hell no! The hell with you, B-Style.
So, Maestro, what do you think, man? Does Valdez get full credit, or does Reynoso get some credit, or what do you think, man?
Well, it's like the old saying goes, right? I mean, before this pandemic, I was doing a lot of middle school sports coaching, especially basketball. And anyone who's coached sports knows that the coach takes all of the blame when your team loses and takes all of the doesn't get much of the the accolades when a team wins. So that's kind of the situation he's in, but because of Canelo and some of the other people in the stable, I think people are finally realizing that he is a great coach. And you know, you got to give 95% of the credit to the guy that does the performance in the ring. Because even if a plan is brilliantly drawn up, he's got to go in and execute it. And he's got to do it against the guy with two hands who's throwing fists, right? So you got to give Valdez his credit. But I also honestly do also give Reynoso a lot of credit as well.
Did Reynoso just come in for this fight to train Valdez?
No, this is
this is like their
his third fight. Fourth fight, yeah.
Because this fight, Valdez looked very, very determined, very focused. Like if you look back in the first round, even just look at his face. He's just like hyper focused on every movement that Berchelt was making, and it was just whoa, okay. I was like, shit, this is not going to be good. So,
D-Style, what do you think, man? What's your thoughts on that?
So I'm gonna give 90% of the credit to Berchelt's trainer for drugging Berchelt, right? 5% to Valdez, 5% to Valdez, and then 5% to Chavez for picking against Valdez and motivating Valdez. You know what I mean? So I'm just kidding. Look, I've always felt this, honestly. Like, I think trainers are like, of course, they play an important role, and I've given Reynoso a lot of credit, but I feel like when the fighter wins, the trainers get too much credit. When they lose, the trainer gets too much of the fault. You know what I mean? But if I had to put a percentage on it, I would say like 90% Valdez, 10% Reynoso. You know what I mean?
Cut him deep.
HLD says Berchelt gets a majority of the credit for the Valdez win. Bad weight cut, not adapting in the middle rounds to go for the body when Valdez was gassed out and hurt. Valdez was on a mission.
That sounds like the AB excuses, right? Like if he only let his hands go, you know.
And remember, Valdez is ducking. He's ducking already. Did you guys hear about that?
Oh yeah. Our good friend Aki, or we like to call him around here, Akaka TV. I mean, literally minutes after the fight, he's making videos about he died ducking Shakur Stevenson.
Oh my god, that's such bullshit.
That dude is borderline retarded, man.
Let the dude enjoy the moment. Like, shut the fuck up about. Oh, he's ducking. No, shut the fuck up. I hate that.
Let's just take a look at how dumb this Aki guy is. Check this out.
Answer my question. Can you answer my question?
Where did it go?
The dent's still here. The dent's still on his head. The dent's still on his head. Duh. The dent's still on his head.
Bro.
It's right here in his head. Look, right here. You know what I mean?
He got a dent on his head. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at the end, Aaron, duh, like everybody knows it's still there. Like,
well, what did Punt say? Like what character?
Oh, that show from the '90s, Full House. The little girl used to say that all the time. Duh.
Oh, Michelle.
Oh God. Talking about
duh.
Over here.
All right.
Hey, that's a classic
play
show.
It again. Look at his shirt. Look at that T-shirt. Play it again.
Let me grab it.
Answer my question. Can you answer my question?
Where did it go?
The dent's still here. The dent's still on his head.
Shirt.
The dent's still on his head. Duh. The dent's still on his head.
Bro.
I still can't help but laugh at this dude's face, man. He's such an idiot, you know?
What is he?
G-Funky's laugh makes a classic.
Dude, I literally, I was on the phone, right? First, this guy had me waiting 45 minutes, but like once we finally get to talking, I asked him that question. Like, I did not expect him to say that the dent was still there. Like, I just could not help myself laugh at this dude's face, man. Like, the guy's been walking around with a cracked skull this whole time?
You know what? I got it. The reason Canelo said he's not going to fight Mexican fighters is because he doesn't want to fight Valdez. So they're both ducking each other.
I would love to go over to Aki's channel and body him again. The problem is he'll probably won't answer my call because he knows my number now. And he'll never bring his ass over here because he's too scared.
Hey, context. I want to give people this context.
Don't be
G-Funky was waiting like like 30, 40 minutes on the line, right?
Mhm.
The dude answers like, man, about time.
Hey, Mike from Boston, you were there in the chat that night, right? Don't you remember? I kept putting my number, like, pick up the damn phone.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 15 other people there too.
Exactly, and you know what? Like a couple of weeks before you called in, I called in, and it went exactly the same way. I was in the chat telling him I'm on the line, and then finally, when I get on the line, he says, "Why didn't you say anything, man? Why didn't you let us know?" And I was like, "Oh my god! Like I see how this is gonna go." And when I was arguing with him, he did the same thing. Towards the end, he said, "Duh." He used that same. It was hilarious. Like I'm gonna post this shit on my channel tonight, so you can listen to that shit. But it was almost the same conversation.
You guys know that he's a spawn of that guy's a spawn of Dante's Boxing Nation, right? He was one of Dante's groupies. So he started his own channel, and Dante sent a lot of subs over there. That's how he really got a lot of subs. But he's a spawn of Dante's Boxing Nation. So, you know, idiots enjoy the same type of company.
Exactly. Shout out to Dante. Let's hear from Dante. Let's see what he had to say about glove game. Check this out, guys.
Another reason why we know that that's a knuckle and not the palm of his hand. Because if you've boxed before, then you would know that when you put wraps on, your whole palm is covered. You're not going to see skin. You're going to only see the color of the wrap.
I mean, Dante said it. It's got to be true, right? I mean, if you ever boxed before, you would know
I know
that.
what it is. He bought these at the store and would wrap his hands, and he thinks this is the same as a professional wrap. It's not. Okay? So once you put on, you know, for the speed bag or put your gloves on and hit the bag and stuff like that, you know, it's not a professional wrap. But he thought he had it.
Yeah,
thought he had it.
That solved the case right there. Joshua Littlejohn, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Tracy.
What is the like obsession with? Oh, he must have done something. Something's in his glove. Something's going on. Oh my god! What is that? Why can't you just enjoy the sport?
They're not listening to grown ass men tell them. So maybe if a woman tells them, they'll finally listen. So keep talking.
It's denial, sis. They don't want to believe that Wilder got his ass whipped. That's all
You
it
know
is.
what? That shit happens in boxing. He got his ass beat. It happens. Suck it up. Move on. Wilder's moved on. That's it. It's over with. Done. He won. Let it go. Move on.
They can't. They can't let it go.
Yeah.
They look up to him too much. They can't ever
It's
let
like
it go.
women like gossiping. It's like there's nothing in his fucking glove. Okay, stop. Like
G Funky, play the Jamal clip. What Jamal tell him? You got the Jamal clip still?
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. I'll grab it. Give me a second.
Good lord.
They was mad about that, boy. It was
And the funny part is that Jamal couldn't even contain his laughter, bro. He couldn't even. Like, it's like.
You know what's so funny about that too is I asked Aki when I was on his show about that because he goes on these rants about how, you know, if you don't believe that he was cheated, then you're a decaf. You're a decaf. So I asked him,
What's a decaf?
Dumb casual ass fan.
Yeah, that's what they call it. A dumb casual ass fan is a decaf. That's what you are if you don't believe that Fury cheated. So this came out that day, so I decided to pull up on him. But check this out.
So you seen Deontay Wilder's his accusations? You believe that Tyson Fury cheated?
Nah, Tyson Fury punched the shit out of Deontay Wilder. That shit was cheap, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he beat his ass. It's cool.
Was it Jamal or Maul?
Jamal.
Okay.
That's one of their favorite fighters right there too. And I asked the dude, I said, "Hey man, one of your favorite fighters said it's all bullshit. What do you got to say about it?" He was all smiles and Hallmark cards about that, you know.
Yeah. You said so. Is Jamal Charlo a decaf too? That's exactly what you said. I think.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that video.
I really want to know why Canelo would need the hookup against Yildirim, that they have to fix the fight is what I really want to know.
Seriously. They just can't. I don't understand all this just back talk bullshit back and forth about he did this or he like just you know what? I am enjoying the fact that fucking Canelo is fighting again. I love watching him fight. Let it be what it is. Enjoy it that we're still in a pandemic and we're still able to watch fights. Okay.
So check this out. This is what he said when I confronted him about what one of his favorite fighters had to say about this theory he's been pushing for a whole year now. Check this out.
Said a lot of things about Glovegate, about Tyson Fury for the past year now. And your boy Jamal Charlo just came out on IG and said that it's all bullshit. He doesn't believe none of it, and that Wilder got his ass kicked. You say people are decaf if they don't believe in Glovegate? So you going to keep the same energy with Charlo or what?
Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I mean, I only could put the truth in front of you. I can't force you to believe it. Now, you could tell me if you disagree, what do you disagree about?
Wow.
Totally deflected. He totally deflected from that.
I mean, if only he just said that about everybody, and then we wouldn't be talking about it anymore, right?
Exactly. But
We've got a caller on the line, 206. 206.
This supposed to be my boy Brian. What's up, man?
Uh-oh.
Is that you, bro? Seattle, Washington in the house or what? Uh-oh. We can't get him.
Hold on. 206, you there, bro? 206?
Yeah. Konnichiwa. How y'all doing?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Thanks for calling.
What you doing? How you doing?
Good. Shoot.
Hello.
Boxer A-Top, Mike from Boston, DJ, and Maestro A. What's good with it?
What's good, man?
What's up, brother?
All good, man. Thanks for calling.
Man, look, okay, yeah, appreciate it. Let me try to be the antithesis of what y'all talking about. I got one word: plaster for Paris.
Oh God.
Bricks,
baby, bricks.
The brick house. She's mighty. Letting it all hang out.
Break. Okay, we need to play the instruments, guys. No?
House.
Hey, pebbles in the boxing glove, man. That's what Tyson Fury had. He had pebbles glove.
Hey, Big Brian, do you think the Yildirim fight's going to be fixed?
Well, seeing that damn Rocky Fielding fight was fixed, possibly.
Maybe it's just a tune-up.
So, Brian, well, I got you here, man. You were another guy who was on the panel last week who picked Berchelt by massacre. I want to know your post-fight thoughts, man. What did you think of Valdez's impressive performance on Saturday, man?
G-Funky hates us.
First and foremost, I'm glad I didn't bet no $200. I'd have lost $200. So, yeah, that's a good thing I didn't bet on Berchelt or at all. But Valdez, I mean, for a guy that was a smaller guy, I mean, he had a more effective jab. I mean, of course, reach doesn't necessarily mean that you have a better jab just because they have a longer reach. But Valdez had a better jab. He established a rangier fight plan, you know what I'm saying, in and out on the guy, Berchelt. Effective than Berchelt did. I don't know what the hell Berchelt was on, man. Berchelt, he kind of, I'll say by the fourth round, he looked done. I don't know if there was some kind of conditioning issue with him. Even though he was getting tagged, doesn't necessarily mean that you just lose your win like that.
That temple shot, man.
I'll say it again.
I said with that temple shot, he couldn't recover after that temple shot.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, and
his legs go.
He just, I don't know, he just looked lethargic in that corner, man. It was bad. Now he tried to come on in like the 7th and 8th round. You know, but Valdez, he just, you know, he hit him with another nice little left hook, and eventually that shit had to been stopped, man. Because obviously, my bad. Obviously, that spectacular knockout of the year candidate, probably leading candidate so far. You know, that's what did him in, and hopefully he's okay by now. But
Yeah, he's good, man. I played a clip in the beginning of the show where he arrived in his the airport back in his hometown, and you know, he had a lot of support there, man. People were waiting at the airport, a lot of fans. So, you know, he's doing all right. I'm sure he'll be back. You know, this is all he said in the lead up of the fight, this is all I ever want to do is be a fighter. I don't want to be nothing else. So he'll be back, you know. I don't know if he'll be at 130 or not, but we'll see, man. But anything else you want to talk about, man? How about my performance the other night, man? What did you think of that? I know you were there.
Oh man, classic, man. That was awesome.
Wait. From yesterday, someone getting tied first. Wait, say that again.
Well, when you were there in the chat when I had a guest on that talked with me about Glovegate on the anniversary of Glovegate.
Oh yeah, that knucklehead.
Don't bring up the pie.
Don't bring up the pie.
Man.
He had pie nightmares.
I don't know, man. That dude was so irritating. I mean, I feel like putting that guy in the full Nelson, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, what kind of dumb? What kind of? That's why I'm mocking this shit. Like, come on, man. Like, especially when you gave him the question, and then he just came into the whole point. Oh, you're a racist. So you like, get the fuck out of here, man. What the fuck is it? Wait a second. Wait a second, man. So wait a second. So I got a question, right? Let's say all this time, because Wilder be punching the hell out of people in the back motherfuckers' heads and rabbit punching and shit. Nobody says nothing about that, but you're crying about how a motherfucker's gloves look. And then you're coming up with all these silly ass theories that don't make no damn sense, right? You're talking about fucking having no padding in it. So this is how you know motherfuckers are not boxed before. What happens if you have no padding in your glove and you're in a professional bout with your hands wrapped, punching somebody with your hands not wrapped? Your fists are gonna break. That's what's gonna happen.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let alone if you have a goddamn egg weight between those knuckles and the other side of the glove.
Yeah, Emil. I think I speak for Emil. I think I speak for Emil as well. We're not a part of that brotherhood.
I agree.
Bro, if you go to the Brotherhood channel, you'll see that guy is delusional as fuck. Like I was like I've never even seen some of that delusional shit that I've seen over on his channel. So I wouldn't expect any less.
Let me tell you something, man. I operated on that dude like a surgeon. You know, I had the steady hand, cutting him wide open. You know, like this dude tried to tell me that Fury had blood seeping through his wraps because his hands were busted from having. I'm going to assume egg weights. I'm going to assume that. So I'm like, okay, you're telling me that the man had cuts on his hands and it was bleeding so much that it was going to go through all that tape and all that gauze and show up on the outside of the wrap.
Yeah.
So what I did, like anybody who would investigate something, right? So okay, well, let's look at Fury's hands after the fight, right? I pulled up the press fight conference, the post-fight press conference, and the guy has no cuts on his hands whatsoever. And he just flat out like.
Now, which one is it? Were the knuckles exposed where you could see them, like all four knuckles? Or were they cut? The knuckles got cut and were seeping so much through all that gauze and tape.
Dude brought up that picture. That's when he finally lost it. Like that's when he just lost it. He was like, "No, man, like you're racist, man."
Because he had nothing else to say. Like that's crazy.
Look, y'all that believe in glove kick gotta have a meeting, like a big private meeting, and just get your story straight. That's all I'm saying. At the very least, get your story straight. 1 minute it's bare knuckles. Another minute it's an egg weight. Another minute it's distribution of hair or horsehair. Another minute horsehair gloves don't exist, and we don't know that for a fact. I mean, we can't get this order straight here.
Faces, so. What?
Well, okay, watch this, right? Yeah, look, there was one time, a couple of years ago when I was sparring, right? Sparring for like 6 rounds. I had I'm just saying just to eliminate the possibility. Let's say if your fist was bleeding, right? But there was one time, man, I had a sensation in my hand. It felt good at first, but when I took the gloves off, my shit was bleeding. All right. And, it was sore. The point, and the reason why I'm saying is because, look, it's like this. That kind of shit happens a lot any damn way. Motherfuckers' fists might bleed anyway. So let's say if you were to use that argument, that doesn't necessarily mean that it was something in his gloves, man. Shit can happen. Your fist, like, you can damage your fist with your gloves, man. Like, why do you think Mayweather was in fucking Las Vegas his whole career, man? Because sometimes motherfuckers' fists get brittle.
I've had my hand bleed. I've had my hand bleed during an amateur fight because the thumb was like rubbing against the glove to the point where like the nail got messed up and it started to bleed a little bit. It's not that uncommon.
Bro,
y'all know what? If y'all think about this, right? About this whole Wilder scenario, right? Usually when, just like Lomachenko, right? So he fought Teofimo. They came with the shoulder excuse or reasoning or whatever. Right, but that was it. It was just his shoulder was messed up. With Wilder, you have an assortment of excuses. Breathing drug in his water, the suit too heavy, the hit behind the eardrum, egg weights in the glove, wrist during the damn. Like, bro, how many excuses can it be? And they're not even based on the same shit. Like, usually the fighter making excuse is one excuse. But this dude has an assortment, like you buy the chocolates for Valentine's Day. He has an assortment of fucking excuses. Like, come on, bro.
You know what, man?
An assortment. That's nice.
Does anybody see any cuts on this guy's hands here? I mean, would we not see that after the fight?
What's the timestamp on that video, G Funky?
Why can't they just let it
It's at 5 minutes exactly.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, G Funky. Maybe you didn't see the movie Face Off that came out when I was in elementary school, but I don't even know if that's Tyson Fury. It might have been like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, where they got another guy, like they switched faces.
Yeah, like Biden and Trump, what they were saying. It's like that all.
They doubled him. I think HLD he said it right here. He says that was not Wilder. He was kidnapped and replaced by a body double. It would not surprise me if somebody said that, man. It just would not, But there's so many. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say, the best part of the conversation you guys had was when he tried to use the fact that Mark Breland didn't deny the fact that he touched the water as proof that he drugged the water. And you were trying to be like, well, how is that proof of it? And that was just hilarious to me. That whole back and forth about that. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, are you fucking crazy?
Wow.
He came in strong. I thought he was gonna actually repeat everything that those channels repeat every day on debunking like one source. Oh, are you gonna believe Mark Breland if he's lying about the water and all of that? But this guy completely did not know how to do it. He just froze. He didn't know how to go about it.
Man, look at that.
One thing for sure, we damn sure not going to believe you idiots.
It's even being talked about still. Oh my God.
This is, and you guys, I know you guys are lurking in the shadows. It's free smoke anytime, anywhere on Glovegate. Just bring your ass. That's all you got to do. Go ahead, Brian.
Man, let me say this. Oh, shit. Let me say this.
Crotch shot.
It like all these little conspiracy theories. I don't even like using that term because people call me a conspiracy theorist, but all these allegations of these cats, these idiots like young Pharaoh, and I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers can take it how it is. Even I respect y'all platform, but the Lions Den boxing community and their rhetoric of that I've seen over the past couple months, like or past year, I should say, It's getting irritating. Like, I mean, either bring out the facts, don't preview facts, and then don't show up. That's like previewing a movie, and the movie never comes out. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
This
exactly.
shit is getting ridiculous.
Check this out, Brian. Andres Rodriguez says Fury cheated because he gave him a wet willy through the hole in the glove. You know, guys, here's another thing with this dent situation. These guys believe the man had a dent in his head. What? I'm going to play you a clip of Jay Diaz after the fight. Again, post-fight press conference. A lot of cuts in this post-fight press conference for these guys, but check this out.
Anyone else right here?
Jay, what is the extent of Deontay's injuries, if any?
He had a small cut inside the ear, may have affected his equilibrium, and so he's just going to get a couple of stitches there. That's really the extent of it. It was a tough, grueling fight with a tough.
So you mean to tell me that these guys missed the man had a cracked skull after the fight?
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, that's I don't think these
Well,
guys
they've
understand.
changed the story though. They've gone from a dented skull. That's what they said, dented skull. You're saying cracked. That's a slip because we know if you crack the skull, I mean, dent the skull, it's in a crack. Okay, but they've gone from here because if you look at the picture, it's like right here in the temple area. Every month they've gone down. Like, you know, like it was here in August, and right here September, October, November, December. Now it's here in the cheek, which you can dent. Okay, no need to donate a fucking flyweight, all right? Dented Montiel's fucking face. So here, yes, you can cause a dent. All right.
Hold on, D style.
Halfway. Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Man, but this though, right? Hey, think of this though.
That's crazy.
Hey, real quick, just think of this. Think of this concept, right? A dent, a crack. I mean, even though these things have happened before in the sport of boxing, my question is, then why? If that was such a bad injury, how come his suspension wasn't longer than what it was? And him getting supposedly was supposed to fight Fury in December. If that was the case, they probably would have suspended his ass from boxing for at least, I don't know, 8-12 months, man.
That's a good point, Brian. And
What they
also
didn't
this.
tell y'all, what they didn't tell y'all is that dent has been in his head since he was 4 months old. See, they dropped him real hard, and that's why he ain't got it all upstairs right now.
I want to say something about the drugging.
Go ahead.
Because I keep hearing like the same argument with the drugging, and the argument is right. At least, look, there's those that have always said it, but then there's those that apparently are convinced now that Breland drugged them after he came out and did the interview, because he said that this dude don't do road work, this guy doesn't jump rope, I didn't handle the water, and then they're coming up with these pictures, right? Like, oh look, he lied, he didn't give him water and all this stuff, right? Like, here's the reality, guys. The accusation is Mark Breland drugged Wilder. That's the accusation. Okay. Before we even get to Breland, we first have to establish and provide proof that he was drugged in the first place, right? Before we even get to Breland, was he drugged? Was there a post-fight drug test? What did the drug test show? Was there any foreign substance that was found in that post-fight drug test? If there is, please, let's release that information. That's number one. Now, let's say that proof does come out. Let's say it does come out that he was drugged, right? You would then have to prove that Mark Breland did it. How do you know JD's didn't do it?
Yeah.
How do you know that? How do you not know someone else did it?
Don't forget that Fury denied water at the post-fight conference. I mean, they didn't know what bottle they drugged. You know what I mean? So Fury was just not going to drink any of them.
Because if you're going to go take a post-fight test, right? You're just going to drink out of any water that somebody gives you? You don't want to know where it came from?
Never.
But then think about this too. How disrespectful is it to Tyson Fury, right? Because essentially, look what they saying. They saying that Tyson Fury needed at weights. He needed to, have the false raps, and Wilder needed to be drugged for Tyson Fury to beat this non-boxing dude with just the right hand.
And he was
He
going to
needed
come back
all of
too.
that advantage, right? Get the
And he was about to come back, D. At the brink of time, they stopped the fight.
Crazy.
Man, about to come back for some more ass whooping.
And by the way,
Listen,
none of these
Tyson
channels,
Fury-
none of them, after the night of that fight, said, "Oh, Wilder was about to come back." Not one of them. Not one of them. You're saying it months later, a year later. You're saying that.
It is okay to lose a fight. It's okay. Let it go. Move on.
I'm never going to let go of the Berchelt loss. Never.
Man,
I'm accepting the loss,
some
but I'm
men
not going
don't
to
know
let
how
it
to
go.
You have to.
Some men don't know how to take losses, man.
They first started with the padding was taken out of the glove, and then they said that if
You know,
they
it's
said
even
it
worse than that. It's that men can't take losses that other men have suffered.
Boom.
Yeah, imagine if it happened to them. I mean, Jesus.
Then
Well, there
I
is
hit
a
him.
loss that I can't take, and that's Pernell Whitaker and Chavez. It's bullshit. I could never take that loss, man. That
I hit
was
him.
Rest in peace.
I hit up G Funky on the day that I heard whenever they're trying to make a Maidana glove gate. I told them go check it out, and they're saying it's the same glove that Tyson Fury was using, and coincidentally, Adrian Broner was hurt and has never been the same. So was it the type of glove or was it the padding taken out of the glove?
I thought
Which one
he
is
wasn't the same because he
brain cell
he
loss.
didn't let his hands go. I don't know that was a symptom of getting beat up in another fight, that you'll never let your hands go, because motherfucker will never let his hands go. He didn't let his hands go against Ponce de Leon. He got a gift decision there. He didn't let his hands go against Paulie Malignaggi. Against Paulie Malignaggi.
Right here in Brooklyn.
He wouldn't let his fucking hands go. Okay,
How about
that's number one. And also, let me just say this. Wilder wore MX gloves against Ariola. Look it up. He hurt his hand.
How about when Tank had his gloves signed off in the Leo fight, and he comes to the ring with different gloves than they signed off on? But it was okay. No big fuss about it. No crying. It was okay.
And they said,
they said it was approved gloves.
Yeah, because the commission approved it, but I thought the commission was dirty. Like, which one is
And
it,
by the
guys?
way,
didn't the same commission approve Fury's gloves?
And look at this. Look at this.
So
These
much
guys
negative
will show
bullshit.
they'll show pictures of Fury's gloves. Like, why they look all wrinkly? Why they look like they're used? Look, this is an advertisement from Everlast MX glove, a professional boxing glove. Look at that.
That's not the gloves you see at Walmart.
We had Ernesto Gavion from Everlast on Leave It in the Ring, and he explained that, well, I mean, I shouldn't even have to say this because this is a highly educated community here, but everyone knows that professional gloves are not built like the gloves you get at Walmart or at Modell's. Like, they're literally designed to be used once or twice, and that's it.
Amilcar, let me correct you. They should know that, but not everyone knows that. Okay, we're talking about there's a dude that made a video saying that the palm needs to be covered with the wrap. Okay,
Yo, what? D-Style, you know what's funny about that video?
What is that?
Hold on.
When
No,
that ever
D-Style.
happened?
The video that D-Style talking about, this is no bullshit. Y'all can go watch it. The gloves that this idiot had in the video were gloves with straps, fam. They won't even the gloves with the strings.
The Velcro on the wrist.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, Brian, check this out. Tell me if you recognize this voice, man. I'm gonna play it for you right here. Check it out.
Another reason why we know that that's a knuckle and not the palm of his hand. Because if you've boxed before, then you would know that when you put wraps on, your whole palm is covered. You're not going to see skin. You're going to only see the color of the wrap.
That's insane. That's insane.
dude, that is so retarded.
Grasping.
Like,
who the fuck said that?
Our boy Dante's Boxing Nation, man. That's who. D.
Oh,
Hodges, what's up, man?
That's that dude. That's his voice, yeah.
Yep.
Man.
That's some bullshit.
First off, there's two different wraps. There's the wraps that you use for training, and there's the wraps that you use for professional bout. What is he talking about, man?
Yep.
And they don't wrap them the same, man.
Even I know that.
Well,
There's
it's
the
actually
amateur,
called
not
gauze.
the amateur, but
Dude, I
training.
could wrap my hand right now the way that I was taught when I was training.
I can wrap.
And you'll see the palm of my hand when I'm done with it, even with those wraps. Sometimes
That's
you don't.
because you have an
sometimes you do,
agenda, G Funky. That's why you would wrap it that way.
Yeah, old media, man. Do your old media, man. Old media.
We know what time it is,
Oh
guys.
man! And you know what? Hey, but watch this though. You know those guys that be fucking narrating boxing, like they some kind of experts. Those are the motherfuckers that people flock to though, and think they know some shit though. That's the fun.
Well, you
that is the
see,
funny
guys.
shit, man.
Yeah.
You see, you know what time it is, guys. We know that the palm needs to be covered, guys. Everybody knows that, unless you're a decaf, guys.
You're all decafs, guys. You know. But
Oh my lord.
it's just one thing after another, man. It's just it doesn't
Can you
surprise
play
me.
that key one with the four knuckles?
Oh, that one? Okay, I gotta find that one.
Why can't
But
you just love the sport and just enjoy it and just not be gossiping little bitches?
Because there's people that literally believe those are the four knuckles. Okay? Like they literally believe that it was just leather on top of the bare hand.
Go to
Like, you know
a
what I mean?
gym and watch a fighter and look at their hands and just get the information for yourself. I mean, educate yourself. Find out. They'll tell you. Come on.
exactly. And if you guys would like to call in, we've had Brian here. He's called in to talk with us. The number's there. Just let us know. You can put your area code in the chat, and Maestro will get you on, man. Here's the clip that D-Style wanted to hear from Akaka TV. Here
When
we
it
go.
comes to that photographer, the organic photo where we could see Tyson Fury 4 knuckles, can you please explain to me why we could see Tyson Fury knuckles printed on the right glove?
You said knuckles. Bro, did you not see when he took his gloves off that the man had his knuckles wrapped up? What are you talking about, knuckles?
Explain
There's
to
no
me.
knuckles there. What are you talking about?
So in the photo, you did not see Tyson Fury 4 knuckles literally printed on his right glove?
You see no knuckles there, bro. Did he not have his hands wrapped with gauze and tape?
Is this? I thought.
This is why I say you need to have a secret meeting and get your shit together. One guy can't say that the blood was seeping through the wraps, and then another guy say that you could see the knuckles through the glove because we know that it can't be four knuckles because it's fucking wrapped.
But hold on, D-Style. You forgot the third one.
Impossible.
How can you see the knuckles through the gloves when the shit is down by the wrist, right? His knuckles were supposed to be down there. So which one is it, right?
In fairness to them, the left hand's the one at the wrist, the right hand is the knuckles.
Okay.
And look at this photo.
Golly gee, look at this.
Look at that photo. Huge piece of gauze and tape all over it's impossible to see the man's knuckles.
Bro,
This is
there's
right after the
no
fight.
way anyone can hear Aki say that and then be presented with this evidence and the explanation about the gauze and the tape, and then you still believe that those are four knuckles. It isn't possible.
Aki is the worst one of them all.
I think we might have another call coming in, or somebody that wants to call in.
Get this.
All right, so then, Brian, we're going to let you go to let another caller come through, brother. Thank you.
Hey, Brian,
not a problem.
Thanks for calling, bro. We
Appreciate
appreciate you, man.
Bye, Brian.
And make sure you
you guys want me to
subscribe to
drop
the
off,
Boxing Historian 206. That's the name of his channel. I believe you have a wrench here, so if you want to go ahead and put your link to your channel in the chat, go ahead, Brian, and make sure you guys subscribe to him, man. But thanks for calling in, bro.
You're welcome.
There we go. So I think we're going to get another call here.
Yeah, area code 415, just waiting on it.
Okay.
Or actually, no, he says
323,
he's going to use a
323.
323 number.
Got you.
But yeah, this is
La 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 la.
this is fun stuff, man. Let me tell you, this Cliffgate stuff is fun. Let me tell you.
I would love to talk to that dude. I don't know what his name is.
Oh, you know, Tracy,
Okay.
you might have luck getting a hold of him, but he won't answer my calls anymore.
Hey, by the way, you know
Area
how
code
like
323. You're on, brother.
But I
to be or not to be, is this
Hey,
just
what's
a
up?
smoke?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Oh, hold on. I got you on two different phones. Let me turn this one down.
Smoke, what's up, Smoke?
Get this smoke. What's up,
Hey,
man?
what's up, man?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm still pickled. I'm champagne pickled right now. Still, transmitting live from the resort. But I figured I'd come in to help to actually exchange perspectives on this topic.
Sure.
Let's see if we can further entertain the people.
Sure.
I have different conclusions than you guys. Well, actually, not even different conclusions. I just don't believe as you believe. I don't really have a horse in the race, right? I'm going by the facts, and I'm not really concluding anything past the facts. I'm not extrapolating the way that you guys are. It's definitely within your, within reason to do. I'm not saying that your conclusions are unreasonable. I'm just not going there with it.
Can before you go get the smoke, I just have some just basic. If you could just concede a couple points, right?
Yeah.
Is Dante Boxing Nation wrong that the palm area has to be covered with the wrap?
Funky Cheeto.
You want me to confirm? Like, first off, I don't know Dante. I don't consume that guy's content at all, so I can't speak to whether or not he's wrong or right. But I can say that if what you're saying is the case, I agree with you.
You agree with me? Okay. So the palm can definitely be visible, right? When a hand is professionally wrapped.
The palm can be visible when the hand is professionally wrapped. Sure, I expect.
All right.
I'm not an expert in any of this stuff, so it's sure. I suppose so.
Okay. All right.
We gotta have a real fighter come in on the show.
And lastly, one more question: is it possible that? And I'm not. By the way, I'm not asking if you think there's something suspicious with the glove. I'm specifically asking: is it possible that those are the 4 knuckles of Tyson Fury on that glove?
Sorry, could you repeat? Are you saying could those be Tyson Fury's knuckles on the glove?
Like the 4 knuckles. Is it possible that those are the 4 knuckles of Tyson Fury on the right glove on that suspected picture?
Is it possible? Yes, it is possible.
Explain, please.
Well, all right. So there's a couple of. All right. So first off, in the realm of first off, the way that you frame the question, the opposite would have to be impossible, right? So is it impossible that those aren't his knuckles?
I would say it's very improbable, because in this world, not everything.
Okay, but impossible. But that's not the actual dichotomy. Dichotomy is either possible or impossible, right?
I say impossible. How the fuck can it be his knuckles when they were wrapped with fucking gauze and tape? It's impossible.
Okay, great. But right, if you feel like they're impossible, then I think that you would have to.
Okay, but get the smoke.
Those are his knuckles.
I think here's really what it is. We have some kind of video evidence to show that there is some kind of something happening, right? So a possible explanation, if we want to exclude what is possible, right? Then I think we'd have to delve into exactly my question. What is impossible? So you're saying that is now impossible.
No,
Going in a circle. Hold on for a second.
Let me follow up really quick, if I can. Let me just follow up really quick. As I stated, I'm not saying, hey, tell me that nothing is wrong with the glove. That's not what I said. What I said was, right? This is all I said. Let's forget about the word. People like to play semantics with impossible and possible. So let's remove those words then.
You phrased the question.
No, but you know what I meant, and I think you're purposely dodging.
No,
but
I
so
don't know what you
let's
mean. No, clearly, there's some disconnect. So don't assume that I do know.
But let's keep the conversation going. I don't want to debate about the debate and how we're debating. I just want to stick to the topic. So
no, forget debate. For me, it's not about winning or losing.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to debate about the debate and who's debating and what debate. But here's what I want to do. Really quick. Hold on.
First off, I'm not trying to debate.
Forget about the framing.
Like, there's not a semantic thing.
Forget about
Let's talk about the topic. Let's not talk about the debate.
Yeah, but really quick, let me say this.
Hello?
Forget about anything. All I'm asking you is, let me phrase it this way. Do you believe those are the 4 knuckles?
Is he there?
Hello?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Who's this?
Oh, that ain't Smoke. That's somebody else.
You hang up on Smoke? All right.
It doesn't matter.
I think that's Big Dog
G-Funk, G-Style. You guys are haters, man. You know what? This is Big Dog Willie. You guys are haters. Okay? So G-Funk, I got something to say to you. Now, what's up with your team with Canelo?
What's up with my thing with Canelo? What do you mean?
You don't like him. Why you don't like Canelo?
Oh man, I hate Canelo, bro. I'm a big time hater.
Hold on. I gotta bring 3-2-3 back. I gotta bring 3-2-3 back.
Let me talk.
No,
real
he
quick.
got disconnected
You know he has a
by
hand
accident.
speed.
He
Hold
got
on.
disconnected.
He has a hand speed. Hello?
Well, just let him say what he wants to say, and then
No, we got to bring 3-2-3, and please call back because he got disconnected. I'm sorry. 3-2-3, you're back on. I didn't mean to disconnect you. My fault.
Oh no, that's all good. It's all good. I wasn't sure what happened. All of a sudden, I realized we weren't connected any longer.
Yeah.
But I don't know where we also got disconnected. I think that we're the last thing I heard was someone saying, "Let's make sure we're staying on the subject or sticking to the topic or something like that."
Yeah. I'm just asking you, do you believe that those are the 4 knuckles, like the bare knuckles of Tyson Fury that we see in that glove?
Oh, you're asking my belief, right? So I actually don't know which image that you're talking about. So if you could put it on, I can take a look, and then we can talk about like what my perception of that image, right? Because I don't know that we even talked about.
All right, well, Smoke, why he's pulling that image up, Smoke? I got a question for you concerning that. If in front of everybody they pull his goddamn gloves off, and he got gauze and wraps on his hand, how can it be possible that his 4 knuckles was peeking through those gloves? Because when they pulled the damn gloves out, what are they, fucking Chris Angel or David Blaine? And they could just make fucking wraps and shit appear on his fucking hands? Like, that's crazy to me.
Okay.
Have you ever seen
I think that now you're talking about the imaging. Okay. All right. So let's work backwards. Is it possible? Do we have any examples of gloves like Tyson Fury, right? And when I mean by like Tyson Fury, I mean custom made. Like when guys get custom made gloves delivered from the manufacturing, have we had examples of those gloves having uneven padding on the knuckles? Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
No.
So
they make them for
yeah. All right. So ask somebody else. Are we all of you guys saying no, or does somebody else understand that is actually a question that I actually know the answer to, and it's not what you're saying?
There's something that brought up on my video
I
yesterday.
just understood your question, but I'm just confused at how bare knuckles could be in the gloves when they take the gloves off and there's wraps on it.
It's impossible.
I can't explain that.
Okay,
Have you
I don't know what you mean by bare knuckles. What I'm talking about is
What do you mean you don't know what you mean by bare knuckles?
When you get custom made gloves, right? Tyson Fury had custom made gloves delivered right from the manufacturer. It has happened in boxing that those kinds of gloves, when you get custom made gloves delivered from the manufacturer, that the padding is unevenly distributed on the knuckles. So much so that there was absolutely no padding on the knuckles, and the gloves still weighed the same. So if you were to weigh the gloves, there would be no irregularity. You would actually have to feel the glove to see where the padding was distributed along the knuckles. You
Yeah,
understand what
Smoke,
I'm
you're
saying?
talking about patent being
They don't
distributed,
fuck
and
up
we're talking
professional
about
fighters'
skin.
gloves.
Smoke, you know what skin is, right? We all know what skin is, right? Skin, and we know what wraps are. What Kaka TV was saying was that Tyson Fury's bare skin knuckles, Smoke, like the skin on your fucking hands, is what was causing that imprint on the gloves. But when they took the gloves off, he had wraps and padding on his hand. So again, unless they're Chris Angel or David Blaine, and they can just make padding pop up on his hands, how the fuck was his bare knuckles peering through the gloves? Like none
They
of that
weren't.
you said explain
Okay,
that. Smoke.
okay. So what you're
Didn't
saying is
happen.
there is absolutely what you're saying that there's absolutely no barriers and it's skin on skin contact. Do I
No,
think
that's
No.
not what I'm saying. That's what this idiot
Does
on
not happen in
Podcast TV is
boxing.
saying, and that's what I'm asking you. Do you
we're
agree
talking
with
about bare
that?
knuckles then. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So let's get to the
Smoke, you're not
reason to
listening.
talk about
Smoke,
it, 'cause you're
Smoke,
saying
you're
bare
not
knuckles,
listening,
but you're
bro.
not talking about skin on skin.
Smoke, Smoke,
I'm hearing.
Smoke, you're not listening.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm just
Smoke,
not understanding
calm
what
down
you're
for a
saying.
second.
I am
Okay, well,
listening.
calm down,
Please,
calm down,
please
and do you
stop telling me what I
understand?
am or not doing.
Okay, Smoke, forget about all of that, bro. Just calm down and listen for a second.
Hold on
One at a time. Smoke. Let him talk.
I am.
Let him
Okay,
talk.
stop assuming that I'm not. Okay, listen.
Okay, Smoke,
Hey, G,
okay, I'm
stop
not gonna
assuming I'm not
assume. Just
listening.
Guys,
listen
I
for a
just
can't
don't
second.
understand
hear a
what you're
damn
saying.
thing.
Okay, hold up. Stop
I'm gonna be
interrupting
the
me. I'm not
peacekeeper
interrupting
here.
you. You tell me to listen. Why don't you listen? Stop assuming that I'm not listening.
We're
right?
trying to
Okay,
answer
Don't
your
Smoke,
understand
we
what
question.
you're
said
saying.
forget about
So now,
assuming. We're not
if you can break
assuming
it down,
here.
okay, if you can
Jesus
break it down,
fucking
if you can
Christ.
stop interrupting me, if you can stop interrupting, maybe if you can stop interrupting me and let me finish a thought, just like I'll let you finish, we can understand where each other's
Let's
coming from.
let's
Because
try
right
this.
now, I don't
Let's try
understand.
this. We'll give you 2 minutes to say your
Right
point.
now, I don't understand. Okay. You want me to listen, but you won't listen. Cool. Let's do this.
Smoke.
I'll just listen and you
Smoke.
just talk
Because,
at me.
bro,
Okay,
you can't
let's
keep
do that.
filibustering.
Maybe that'll work out
Just
better.
make your point.
Get this smoke.
I don't want to
please.
talk about what somebody
What's the
said and
point?
how they said it and how they were saying and what they're assuming. Let's just give us your points.
Okay. Like I was saying, right? I don't understand the degree of what you're talking about when you say bare knuckle. Are you talking about? You're not talking about skin on skin. So how are you describing bare knuckle?
We
Okay,
didn't describe it. Aki
yeah.
TV said you could see his bare knuckles imprinted through the gloves. That's what he said.
Which is impossible.
Again, how are you describing bare knuckle?
He's
You're
describing it.
scared,
He's
Smoke.
being
You're
described.
scared.
Aki is describing it. That's the
Aki-
problem. This
Aki
isn't
described
G
it.
Funky
How,
or D
right,
who's
how
making
are
the
we describing
claim.
it? For you want me to, but you're asking me to have you're asking me about my perspective on a definition that I'm trying to figure out. Do we even all have the same definition of?
All right, so
I don't
here,
know what you mean by
okay,
bare
Smoke.
knuckle. Do you
Let me
have a
make this
definition
easy.
for bare knuckle?
Yes. Smoke, calm down, fam. God damn it. It's real easy. Smoke, touch your fucking hand right now. Touch your knuckles. Touch your knuckles. Okay, Smoke, see you going off again. You're going off again.
Tell me what it is you're talking about.
I'm trying to, and you going off again. Touch your hand. Touch your knuckles right now. Just touch your knuckles for me. That's what we mean by bare knuckles.
Yeah, skin on
Okay?
skin.
Touch your knuckles. That's what we mean.
That's not what you mean.
No, that's what I key means.
Somebody else said that's not.
Okay, but that's what I key means. Your knuckles. that
Okay,
you just
Smoke.
touched. Come on,
Can
bro.
Tyson Fury have hand
That's
wraps?
what you mean.
Understand?
Did he have hand wraps on? Yes, he had hand wraps.
Okay.
Now we're
I
getting
imagine
somewhere.
He did, right? As far as I know, he did. Yeah, sure.
He has to.
As far as
He's
you
a
know, he
professional
did.
fighter.
You know he did.
Right. As far as I understand, I have the same understanding that you guys have. That the guy had hand wraps on. Now, does that mean that during the course of it, maybe some knuckle came through? I fucking don't know. I don't care. Is that what you're asking?
Man.
Did he have?
But you do care because you're calling in. Of course you
not
care.
having.
All right, give me a second.
Get
this
Hold on,
Just give me a second.
hold on.
I'm trying to figure out, I'm figuring out what
Wait
if
a
you guys.
second. All right,
Smoke,
listen.
what did you,
Look,
you
1
called in
second,
for
please. 1 second, please. The problem here is that we all saw that after the fight, Tyson Fury had his hands wrapped. His knuckles were covered. So there's no bare knuckle. And I'll let the caller continue. Like, I think we got to at least establish some basic facts. After the fight, his hands were wrapped. His knuckles were wrapped. There's no bare knuckles.
He had hand wraps on. As far as I understand it, yes.
Okay, you keep saying as far as you understand, like you don't see this picture, like you didn't see them pull the gloves off. What do you mean as far as you understand? Is your eyes deceiving you when
That's
they
right.
pulled the goddamn gloves off? Didn't he have wraps and shit? What do you mean as far as you understand? Like what the hell?
I haven't heard Smoke say anything
Okay, I'll tell you what I mean. I didn't actually
Okay.
see him take the gloves off, so I don't know what the fuck it is you guys are talking about. So
Did you watch the
bring up
fight?
images so we
Did
can
you
all
watch
look
the
at
fight?
it. I can see what you're talking about. But at this point, it's like just like every other boxing fight, right? I'd imagine that once you take the glove off, then you would see that the guy's hand is wrapped.
Get the smoke. If I said, if you asked me, did the sun come up today? And I said, yeah, as far as I know. Is that a real answer? Like, the answer is yes. And the answer is yes, his hands are
It
wrapped.
depends on where you are. It depends on where you are. Because in the last
So hold on.
now what are we talking about?
So
Oh,
are you saying
man.
Smoke? Wait, guys, hold on a second. Are you saying Smoke that his hands weren't wrapped?
I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you
What
can
I
see the
said was,
screen,
as far as
Smoke.
I don't understand. I don't understand what you guys are missing about this basic idea that I actually am not operating under the same visuals that you guys are operating under.
So
You're
tell me
saying-
Share my screen, please. G Funky, share my screen, please.
Stop interrupting me. Can you stop interrupting me? I told you why the hell. I told you why I was assuming what I'm assuming, right?
Get
And
this
I
smoke.
think that what I said was very
Get
reasonable.
this
So I
smoke
don't
one at a
understand why you're
time,
trying
bro.
to make what I'm saying unreasonable.
Get this smoke. Listen, bro.
I'm
I don't know if you can see the
trying to
screen, but I have an image.
When you guys are interrupting
I
me.
have an image
How about
of
that?
Tyson Fury after the fight with his wraps on. So there is no doubt about it. The man had wraps on. Okay, so we're not going to argue that point.
Great. So now I can talk about that image, and we can have a discussion about that image.
Yes.
Now,
Can you
if
see it?
extrapolate a whole bunch of other stuff from that image, then we can talk about that also, right? But for some reason, you guys won't. You're skipping past this other thing, right? There's two pieces of information that so far we're so bogged down into the definition of stuff that you won't address. That's two things as far as I'm concerned. Whether or not that father went to a doctor, right? That doctor, right? Did he go to a doctor? Did that doctor say what Wilder said the doctor said? And does that doctor have the expertise to render that diagnosis, right? So, and that is it. He says that he went to a doctor, and the doctor said his injuries are not consistent with boxing. If that is a fact, then that's an issue, right? So now we deal with that issue. What does a doctor actually even have the expertise to make that sort of that diagnosis credible? That's another question, right? And for some reason, you guys are blowing past all of this shit to some sort of video evidence about whether or not he had it, which absolutely doesn't address the actual issue, right? And then the other part of this is the fact that the procedural, the structural part of the sport, and that is you can get custom gloves delivered from the manufacturer that have absolutely no padding in the knuckle. So if you want to deal with those,
Why would a fighter do that?
Hold on, whoa. Let me respond to that really quick.
I got it.
That doesn't happen.
Hold on, whoa. Okay, that's a lot to unpack, dude. Hold on. You can't just keep going. Hold on.
Can I finish?
No, because you're going too long. Hold on, let me unpack some of the stuff you're saying.
Okay, so I'm not. So no.
Wait a minute. Like you're going on and on. Hold on.
You gotta wait, Smoke.
Tell me to wait.
You have to wait.
No. You have to wait. We have to.
You have to wait for us to address some of the things you said. Hold on.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
you said.
Okay.
But let me respond to you really quick. All right. Let me just respond to you. So number one, you're saying a doctor did it.
So how
Oh my God, dude,
bro, you're gonna let me talk.
Don't interrupt when people are
No.
talking.
You're not gonna filibuster here. You're gonna get this work. So listen to what I'm gonna say.
Are we going to respect
I'll let you continue once I address some of the things you say.
God.
Listen to me. No.
Listen to me.
You can't just keep going and going. This is into the Energizer Bunny. Let me finish what I'm going to say.
We've also got area code 206 waiting
so let
to
me
get
just
on, by
address
the
this
way.
really quick.
Real easily for you.
Bro, if we gotta hang up on you, we will, brother, because I'm gonna have to say what I'm gonna say.
Get the smoke. Get the smoke. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I haven't got to know. I would have already finished my point. You're filibustering on purpose,
Maestro.
Okay,
lower his volume real
I'm not
quick. I
you.
need to tell him something. Look, this is my platform. Okay, I want people to respect the order that I want here. I want one at a time. So if somebody's talking, don't interrupt them. Let them go. We let you talk. We let you say a million different things, bro. And as soon as we start talking, you start interrupting. You have to let people talk, bro. All right? Can you respect that?
Realize that, right?
Can you respect that? Yes or
You
no?
do realize I was talking and I was.
You were done. You weren't even saying nothing.
You're telling me to
But
actually.
you can't just keep going and going and going. Let's address some of the stuff
you can't follow the rules, bro. We're gonna kick you out. We want to hear what you got to say, and you said a lot of shit. So let's go one at a time. One at a time. We're gonna go one thing at a time.
I know the tactic. You filibuster, you keep talking, but it's not going to work here. Let me just say this. Number one, we need to address the fact that a doctor, I don't know the doctor's name, maybe you do, okay? But a doctor said that there was a dent in the head and it's not consistent with boxing. I would first need to know if this doctor has analyzed people that were punched in the head, okay, by a 275-pound prize fighter constantly throughout a fight. That's number one. Second, all right, this is at best a third-hand source, because it's not coming from a doctor himself. It's going from a doctor to Wilder, and then at best to his brother, right? So this is coming from a third-hand source, this information. Also, we have not seen the dent. We have not been provided any evidence of the dent. Okay, that's the next thing. You talked about experts. How can we possibly question a doctor, right? Well, I'm not going to question glove experts. You don't know shit about gloves and how gloves are distributed. You're not an expert in that. I do know experts, okay, who will say that what you're saying is absolutely wrong. Yes, is it possible that somebody could try to cheat, okay, and monkey with the gloves? Yes, but with that logic, you can apply to Wilder as well. How do we not know Wilder didn't cheat and didn't have anything done with his gloves? There's no way to know if we apply that same logic at the end of the day.
Yep.
All right? And lastly, one more thing really quick, and I'll let you respond. All right? This is why we need to unpack things. There's also, it's possible, so we're talking about possibilities, that a glove could be malfunctioned, all right? Taking one fight out of hundreds of fights and saying, oh, they don't do anything with the gloves, they don't check the gloves, they don't take, like, they definitely, they make these special gloves that redistribute the horsehair and this, that, and the third. Well, the only problem with that is, just because you see a malfunctioned glove, arguably, okay, happen in one fight, that they caught at a freaking glove selection meeting, the same type of glove selection meeting they did for this fight, doesn't mean that automatically this means we have to be suspicious just because a bunch of dudes are butthurt about the loss.
D-Style, that's why they have backup gloves. And that, guess what? In sports, I'm a phys ed teacher by trade. Equipment fucking breaks all the time. You watch professional baseball, bats fucking break. Hockey fucking sticks break. Tennis rackets break. Tennis balls are replaced throughout a game. Like, sports equipment does have malfunctions, and no one's saying that there's not a possibility that didn't happen here. But what we're saying is there's no proof of tampering. And I'll let you speak again, caller.
Okay. Yeah. So, firstly, right. So the first thing first. Your first point is a reiteration of a point that I already made, right? And that was my second thing about this. First of it, you said it's the first thing, but it's actually not the first thing. The first thing is, did actually Wilder even see a doctor, right? This is just what he claims. He claims he saw a doctor. I don't know that he went to a doctor. You don't know that he went to a doctor. But this is what the man is saying that he did. He said he went to a doctor. He then said that this doctor, and what you said was correct, which I already said. Who knows what the hell is expertise of this doctor, the level of expertise this doctor actually enjoys? I don't know. You don't know. So I don't know why we're making a conclusion about that, since we both don't know whether or not he even saw a doctor in the first place. But that's beside the point. The second is, I'm not using logic when I talk about custom gloves. I'm talking about examples, because we already have real world examples, not in logical. I'm not doing some sort of flight of fancy when I'm doing a thought bubble. I'm talking about we already have evidence that once you get gloves, custom gloves, not the same gloves, but Tyson Fury also had custom gloves delivered from the manufacturer. And we also have the actual experience, the real world experience, that those gloves, while they may look the same, they may pass any kind of regulations that an athletic commission has required you to do, you'd actually have to feel to see where the actual distribution of the padding is, right? So what we're actually talking about is a medical determination, and also whether or not you could have zero padding on the knuckles of the glove. Right?
Impossible.
Those things can happen. Not only can they happen, but they have happened. Right now, if you want to talk about Wilder's claims, that's a completely different thing. I don't know, and you don't know, which is what I'm saying to you right from the jump. I've already conceded this. We don't need to go back. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Hockey and baseball, that got nothing to do with people getting punched in the head.
I can tell you about
It does have a
professional
lot to
gloves
do
and
with it
wrapping.
because we're talking about equipment failing. And if you are going to believe that equipment failed here, no one's saying that couldn't have happened. But there's zero proof of tampering. Look, we got somebody else that's been patient online. I want to let them in. So thank you for your call.
Let me ask him something real quick before
Yeah,
you
that's
let him
right.
go. Smoke. So do you believe that Wilder? Do you believe that Wilder did have a dent in his head, according to the doctor?
Okay, so first off, I reserve my beliefs to the unknowable. I leave you guys to believe. I'm talking about what I know and what I don't know. I leave you guys to talk about what you believe.
Okay.
I'm out.
Okay. You can call in again next
that
week,
was a
man.
dodge,
A little
brother.
bit earlier.
Yeah,
And
professional gloves go through.
Oh, we got a 323. 323. First of all, thank you for being so patient, and we got you in right now.
Yeah. Cool. I'm
Apple
glad
type.
to be on with all you guys. Salute
What's
to
up?
everybody on the panel or the chat.
Hey.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. I feel like this topic is sort of done to death already. I know that Smoke and I have talked about this. He's a good friend of mine, so all respect to him. But he does tend to go with this narrative on the custom glove thing. And usually with the custom gloves, it's all about color. Yes, gloves can be delivered with uneven distribution of horsehair. They can. That can happen. But that is why they have inspections in place for the commission as well as the other team to inspect, weigh,
Exactly.
put the gloves on. They can put the gloves on themselves. They can feel it, whatever. And another thing is the ridges that people see in certain shots where the gloves are being squeezed by the other guy's arm are the fingers. Those are not the knuckles, because the knuckles are taped up and covered. So this whole idea of that there was some bare knuckle fight or his knuckles were bare is a ridiculous argument, in my opinion. So I could see, like, if you're looking at the finger part of the glove and it's getting squeezed, you could see ridges that look like fingers, and then people say it's knuckles. Just a lot of, like, crappy, not thought through stuff that people are using as a narrative to say that there was cheating going on. Could there possibly have been cheating going on? Yes. But
Happel, you could argue that about both sides, right?
What was there any evidence of there being any cheating? No. Those wraps that he has on at the end of the fight were signed by the commission and by Wilder's team. So those wraps were signed off on. The gloves were signed off on. So if it comes down to anybody, it's the commission and Wilder's team for missing whatever cheating tactic that they thought they were putting on there. That's just the way gloves work.
Exactly.
Man. I could put on a pair of horsehair gloves right now and show you that if I squeeze it a certain way, you can see my fingers, even if I wrap my hand. So I just don't understand what's the point. What's the point of arguing this over and over and over again?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because it's a 1 year anniversary, and because the topic keeps getting brought up. But But not only that, because people are making connections with Berchelt Valdez to Glove Gate. You know what I mean? So like it's just not like
what topic doesn't get brought up though. The Oscar Rivas fight where they actually did cheat with the gloves. Like, why are we talking about Fury when they?
Yeah, good point.
When they were allowed in there and they were allowed to watch everything, where with Oscar Rivas they were denied that privilege.
Russ Amber, Russ Amber, the cut man for Rivas out of Montreal, has talked about that at length, and he actually has his own podcast too. I mean, they literally switched gloves that were not at all inspected, and it was super shady.
The same brand.
Yeah, super shady.
They weren't even the same brand. They didn't let the other team in there.
Look at the picture, guys. Look at the picture. You can see imprint of knuckles. Is that illegal?
Yeah, and we're not saying that Joshua cheated in this fight. This is the first fight with Andy Ruiz, but again, nobody's making a big deal about this, right? Nobody's saying, no, he cheated.
That's the real glove gate. So, G-Funky, that's the real glove gate. There's only one real glove gate, and that's Rivas versus Dillian White.
Rivas White at the O2.
If I may, let me make some points here, because again, I feel like
I'm gonna go to the gym and show
people
you guys
are
how it's at.
resorting to saying it's possible as some type of reason to be suspicious, right? First, let's talk about the commissions. Because things have slipped through the commission before, it must mean that all commissions are inept and they never look at anything. Chief Funky knows someone that works for the commission. They do catch people.
I know two people.
Those are the ones. Hold on, let me finish my point. Those are the ones that people don't see. Those are the ones that, when commissioners tell people, hey, yo, you can't do that, start over again. They don't get put like on boxing scene and stuff like that, but it does happen. This is what we call, the escape from prison fallacy. Because people have escaped from prisons before, it must mean that there's no security and high-tech security, and they don't do everything possible to make sure prisoners don't escape.
Good point.
Right? Well, of course, people have escaped before. Of course, it's possible, but it doesn't mean that there's not high-tech security there. It doesn't mean that they don't have shit in order for the most part. Of course, it's a possibility that someone things have slipped through the cracks. Of course, it's possible that a commissioner or two could be in on it or something and corrupt. Of course, all those things are possible.
It doesn't even need that. It doesn't even need that, D-Style, because gloves are an imperfect item. There's no perfect set of gloves that's just uniformly perfect. Like, yes, there could be something wrong with the gloves. That's why they inspect them. That's why they look at them. That's why they test them. They sign. There's all these procedures in place for them to, check the gloves. So if somebody gets through all of that with a tampered glove or a glove that's not right, then it falls on the responsibility of the people who are in charge of inspecting it, not the fighter himself.
Well, that's also why there's backup pairs of gloves, because there's also equipment malfunction.
Why do people keep trying to make us say, oh, there's a chance, right? Like in the movie Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance. Like I don't know what people think. Like if we say that, then you're admitting that it's possible that it could happen, right?
There's a chance.
Yeah, like that's
Well, I'll tell you like this.
People have gotten away with murders before, right? Like have people gotten away with murder before? Have they covered it up, or have juries been paid off before and all that? Of course, right? It doesn't mean you could accuse somebody of murder and then say, well, I think he got away with it, and people got away with it before. I look at this one guy over here. I saw a story in the newspaper. Guy got away with it.
No, would we?
Yeah. Hey, Hoplo, hold on right quick. Look, here's the thing. This is what I was saying was impossible, and I don't care what Smoke is talking about going to the customized gloves. This picture that I got, I put it up on my screen. The thing is this: not from that interview to when they took those gloves off. It is impossible for his bare knuckles to be seeping through those gloves. That's an impossibility. Where the fuck did those wrap?
Hey, if there's gloves on, they're not bare knuckles. Period. Bare knuckles means no gloves.
No, I know, but here's what I don't want to get into semantics here, but because then someone
Sorry
can
about
use
that,
that and
D.
be like,
I hit the wrong
aha,
button
like you
on
know what I mean?
man.
Like, but yeah.
His knuckle would
So
have
if,
been broken if he didn't have padding.
if I could bring up something on when this
Go
whole
ahead,
thing
A-Rod.
first started. Remember, they were trying to say that the glove was pulled down and his fist was in the wrist area. That's where the whole thing about the knuckles being
That would
exposed
break your finger.
were these
That would break your finger.
knuckles, right? These knuckles. So that's when everybody started taking it a whole different way and thinking that it was the top knuckles. And because they were pointing out, oh, well, you see vertical lines, and if you look at the palm of your hand, there's no vertical lines. You know what I mean? So that's
No,
where the
those are
whole
the
knuckle
fingers.
thing.
Those,
That's where
those
the
are the
whole. That's
fingers.
where the whole knuckle thing came from what I remember, because I watch everybody's channel and see what's going on. And from the start, that's where it first started, and everybody started taking
you
a
look
whole
at
left,
the pictures,
a whole left turn.
if you look at sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I finished.
I mean, I was just gonna say, if you look at where the ridges are, where the gloves are supposedly showing knuckles, that's where your fingers would be, not your knuckles. And if you slid your hand down in glove and hit somebody, you would break your fingers.
Yeah, because that's when they first started saying that he was slapping them
Well, yeah, that's the
sideways.
thing. First
Sideways.
he's
That's why.
slapping, then he's hitting with a bare fist. It's like, pick your lane, bro.
That's why what Dista was saying, like, have a secret meeting to get everybody's story straight, because everybody's going in different ways, and we can't understand nobody, because first is the knuckles of the fingers, then it's the knuckles on top, then there's the fingers being just straight up, the floppy glove, and it just goes a shitload of the ways, and it confuses everybody and just has everybody just say, you know what, all this shit is bullshit.
Yeah, but there's
Hey, really quick, Caplo, we're on overtime and the calls are going to end in a little bit. So
okay.
wrap it up first, brother.
Okay, I'll jump off. I just wanted to say those points. Thanks for having me on. Salute to everybody.
Salute. Thank you for your call, bro.
I can drop, guys, if you want to add more people on.
Hey, shout out to Big Dog Willie. I don't know what happened there, but
Yeah. Sorry about that, man.
Is he still there? We could get him on before I leave.
I don't think he will be around now. We went on for a while.
There's just
Look, if we can't like agree to those are not the four knuckles they can see through the glove. Like if we're trying to play, again, we're not gonna get anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
Exactly, man.
Fury probably uses the same company who has made his gloves for all of his fights. I'm thinking. It's a guess. I mean, usually when you have gloves and you stick with that glove and you stick with that maker, you stick with them. Just like I had a fighter and we stuck with the same person. And when you get your hands wrapped, you get hella wrapping. Your knuckles are completely protected. So you don't break them. It's just crazy to me that this is even a topic.
Here's what I'll say. When people come on here and try to say things like, is it possible? I mean, can you say that it's possible? It's not impossible, right? Like this is what you guys remind me of. So
you're telling me there's a chance.
It's like
gonna have me watching that movie this weekend now.
Oh my God.
That's what it reminds me of, man. Like, I mean, the lady just told him it's 1 in a million chance. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Huge fight.
I got the suitcase with all the IOUs, by the way, that the conspiracy theorists have been giving me. And I got the suitcase right here.
He lost. I mean, let it go. There is no blood date. It didn't. No.
I'll say this. Get this smoke.
Reaching.
We'll have you come back on again next week, man. But you got to follow the rules, man. Like, I want people to speak uninterrupted. You know, people start interrupting, going back and forth, and nobody can hear anything. It's just a bunch of shouting. Like, I don't do that here. If we're gonna have a conversation about it, and you're more than welcome to come back. We got to respect the rules, man. You speak, but we're going to go 1 point at a time. We're not going to go a million different things at one time. It's going to be one thing at a time. We can do that.
And
You know, it's
Yeah,
all right.
And I don't want to have a
2 points.
discussion about how someone said something about how you said it, because when you said this and we said that, it becomes a rabbit hole, you know, that doesn't end.
It's all hearsay at that point.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and toss the baton around because we're going to wrap this thing up. But I got to see this one more.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! And we'll go ladies first. Ladies first. So Tracy, you go ahead and go first.
What would you like me to tell you guys? This has been insane. Like, I don't get why it's even still a discussion. I'm just going to quickly just wrap it up. First of all, I love being on this panel with you guys. I love being the only female on the panel with you guys. I don't know if any of you guys even know like what I've done and who I've worked with or whatever, but as far as the gloves go, like, I've worked with professional fighters on the big stage. Like my guy was fighting over in Mandalay Bay and everything. So he had like custom gloves. They all get custom gloves. They go through a huge ritual of checking the gloves, checking the wraps, you know, and the knuckles are completely protected. So could you possibly see the padding that is on top of the knuckle come a little bit penetrating through a glove in a shot? Maybe that's possible, you know, but other than that, he fucking lost. So let it go and move on. And hopefully Wilder will get his head together and you know, they'll do a rematch or something. I don't know. It's fucking crazy to me that they're discussing a fucking glove and a piece of this is showing, and then he said it was bare knuckles, and then he said there was blood coming out. It's like, dude, you're grasping at fucking straws. Like, let it be what it is. Let's move on. There are so many other motherfucking fighters out there. Let's talk about them. Let's fuck that. Like, okay, but you've got these up and coming fighters, and like you've had on HCP, all these guys, Xander Zayas, you've had that Floyd, you've had yesterday, Flores. These guys, these are young 18, 19, 20-year-old guys. These guys are fucking, they're on the rise. And I love that you talk about them and have had them on the show. And I think that, you know, it's fun to gossip about the bullshit about what this guy is talking about, because he makes no sense whatsoever about what he's talking about with the gloves. That dude, I don't know, the one who's sitting alone in the chair with the background, I forgot his name.
Akaka TV.
I'm gonna call him Kaka and see if I can get through to him. But he doesn't seem like the person that would listen to someone else's explanation. Like, I could probably tell him, listen, I've worked with pro fighters. I've seen it. I've watched them wrap. I've been in the gym. I've cut the wraps off. I've seen it. I've ordered gloves for fighters. I've ordered. I've seen it. Like, these guys, you know, these big guys are like, they're ordering. You know, it doesn't happen. I mean, they test them when they get them, and they you know, hit the pads when they get them to make sure to soften them up. Like, come on, like, you're grasping at straws, Cockahead or whatever his name is. And
exactly.
So we got great fights that happened over the weekend. You know, Xander, you've had him. These kids have really got their heads on straight. And that's what I love about the up and comers, because I have never heard these, like, an 18-year-old kid, just like the passion that they have is just unbelievable. And I cannot wait to continue to watch these guys rise. So I love that.
Absolutely.
The fights
Absolutely.
were
Yeah.
fucking amazing. Valdez came out like a warrior. They were both warriors. They both deserve credit. It was a fucking amazing fight. I really hope towards the end of the year that it becomes like a possible, fight of the year, because it was really good. I never thought it was going to go when he lost his legs. So with all that being said, and then we've got fights coming up and everyone's talking about shit about Canelo. Someone called me a thought yesterday because I was defending Canelo, and I was like, I wanted to go balls deep with him and fight him, but I couldn't because someone was defending me, and I understand, but
it's just internet guys. That's all it is. It's not a big deal. But get this smoke. I want to say this, man. Look, my only rule is this. Okay, I like when people come on and talk with us about, especially if it's a disagreement. I want people to go one at a time, uninterrupted.
Yes.
Now, every now and then, I understand that it's sports talk. It could get a little heated at times, so I'll let it go a little bit. But we could have the serious conversation next week. But you got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
No interrupting, man. All right.
Are you talking
And we
about
won't
me?
interrupt you. Okay. We won't interrupt you, and we'll just leave it at that. Amilcar, I know it's late in your neck of the woods, man. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and say your piece, and then you can skate out, man. But thank you for coming on and giving us the phone line, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate that. And anytime, man. It's always a pleasure. And next week, I'll do better because I apologize to the guys that got cut off. I haven't quite figured out the merging the calls feature, but I'll have that, mastered for next week so we can have multiple people on the line at the same time. I'll just have to mute you until it's your turn to talk. Anyways, crazy discussion, but entertaining discussion. Happy to be here with G Funky, D Style, A-Rod, Boxing Girl, and obviously my brother D Jefferson. And I hope to hear from all of you soon and see you all again. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thanks.
Thanks,
You guys have a
we
great
appreciate
night.
you, man.
Thanks for having me. I'm sorry. Thanks, guys. I love it.
Yes, no problem. A-Rod, you want to go ahead and go? I know you got work in the morning too, bro.
That's man. Thank you for having me on. It was a nice discussion. It's always nice to talk bullshit. And before I go, I already seen the pipe to the face, but I want to see those crazy hands that you did for that Berchelt before you got knocked out. Could do that one more time, and that way I could go.
Oh, I don't have the clip uploaded here on the StreamYard, man.
Yes,
But
do it right there. You remember how to punch like Berchelt?
oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
But thank you, A-Rod. I appreciate you for coming
All right.
on, man. You're welcome
Salute to
anytime.
everybody. All right, man. Later.
Have a good night, man. Look, get the smoke. You're still arguing, bro. Like, I don't know what it is with you, man. But look, the thing is this. We'll give you your opportunity next week, okay? We could go 2-3 minutes uninterrupted, make your points. Then we'll go 2-3 minutes, That's the way it's going to work, man. If you can't handle that, then I'm sorry, man. But that's the way I run my channel. I like for the people to hear what's actually being said and not shouting. This is not free smoke shit where people just shout over each other and nothing gets accomplished. Like, we want to talk with you, man, but we want to have a civil conversation, not the back and forth. D Jefferson, go ahead, man.
Man, G Funky, D Style. Great show, man. I love it. Get this smoke is always exciting. I'm telling you now. Trust me. Get used to it. That's smoke. That's how he do it. Hey, Boxing Girl, man, you got it this weekend. We're gonna get down with one of those fights this weekend. We're gonna do that. But yeah, man, this thing never gets old, right? Like after a year and we still talking about it. So clearly this topic never gets old because to me it's like this. I think it's silly as hell, right? But as long as they're gonna keep putting videos up talking about it, then I'm gonna keep trashing them, fam. Because it's comical to me at this point. It's not even if how can we say that it couldn't be this or it's not possible. The fact that y'all still talking about this and a year later, this dude has no fight, no money, no WBC belt, but he's delivered no proof. The real question is, why are y'all still talking about this?
Can I
Because he
get an
has no
amen?
fight, no money, nothing, right? No belt, and he ain't delivered no proof. So what the fuck is the conversation still going on? So to me, it's comical. And if they want to still talk about it, then I'm going to still bash him about it.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to make videos and put it on a public platform like YouTube. I can respond to it just like they can respond to my content, you know? So you're right, man. D-Style, my co-host, as always, man, give us your final thoughts and we'll wrap this thing up, man.
Another great show. I want to thank everybody that showed up. Look, man, if there's a platform that lets people talk, it's this one. Okay, that's number one. All right. But like, you know, there's judgment calls and you can't keep going on and on. You're not the Energizer Bunny. Okay, you don't just keep going on and on and on. You know what I mean? So, like Chief fucking said, 2 to 3 minutes in between, maybe 4. You know, and at some point, it's like, yo, you know, I got to address some of the points that you made. You know what I mean? As simple as that. Like, you can say whatever you want for that time. But once that time is up, it's time for me to respond to some of the shit you said. You know, because guess what? When my time is up to talk, you're going to get to talk. It's not like you're not going to get to talk anymore, right? So I just want to make that clear. Of course, you could come here and talk and give your opinion and your perspective. You know what I mean? But with that said, I know there's a lot of people saying we're tired of this topic. Why are you guys bringing this topic up? Here's all I'll say. If you feel that way, fine. But some of you guys, I see you guys on other platforms that push this, and you don't tell them you're tired of it. I don't see you saying that on their chats. So say the same to them. Because until they clean up the fucking dirt they dropped, all right, we're going to keep having to clean up the fucking dirt that's being fucking dropped. Stop dropping the fucking dirt, and we'll stop. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Because at the end of the day, there's channels that talk about this every day, and I see a lot of you saying, guys, you don't tell them you're tired of it. So that's all I need to say about that. You know what I mean? I understand, and if you are tired of it, let's say you listen to the show, you're like, you know what? Oh, they're talking about this shit again. Guess what we did yesterday? We didn't talk about it yesterday. We had an ATP show, and we talked boxing, and we have prospects on, and we bring people on to talk about the sport. So we do cover the sport. Don't come to ATP saying that we don't talk boxing now. We do talk boxing, but this is the day where we address some of the controversial shit. It's just it might not be for everybody, but it's what we're gonna do. As simple as that. Like, I get it, but we provide a lot of content. Like tomorrow, roundtable, we're gonna talk boxing tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what we bring to the people. And that's all I wanted to say. You're muted.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you guys don't think that we talk about boxing here, or I don't, just check my videos, man. I made a prediction video on the fight this weekend. Broke it down for what I see. A lot of the stuff I said would happen happened. So, I mean, you got the wrong place if you're going to complain about stuff like that. And just like D-Style said, we had a whole show, a whole podcast yesterday. We had Gabe Flores on. We had a bunch of other prospects come on the shows before that, you know. So, you know, miss us with that nonsense, man. We don't do that. And like you said, a lot of you guys over there in the other channels that talk about this, like Akaka TV made over 140 videos last year about it. So go complain to him about that, you know. But I want to say this before we end. I want to thank everybody who came on. Big Brian who called in, Big Dog Willie. I know we had to cut you off, man. But you can call next week too. Get the smoke. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. And everybody on the panel, D, A-Rod, Mike from Boston, Tracy, Boxer Girl. God, I feel like I'm missing somebody else that was here. I don't know why. But anyway, I thank all you guys for being here and everybody in the chat. Appreciate it. Again, anybody that wants to call in, if we have the phone lines next week, you can call. There's the number there. My email is always rolling at the bottom, so you can email us as well. So that's that, guys. I want to wrap this thing up, and I want to end it with a big I told you so. I told all three of you guys Valdez was going to win. All right. And be on the lookout because Nature Boy G Funk might make an appearance this week, man. We might see him pop up. But anyways, guys, this was great. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Great show, guys. Bye.